All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Let's click on this. Ah, it had already started, but YouTube didn't tell me that. That's annoying. I wonder why YouTube does that. Ah! It says the last video is ineligible for monetization. What did we play? Wait, what did it say we played? I have no clue what we played, but we played something we're not allowed to. That sucks. Alright, I'll look into that later. Hey, what's up, guys? We're back for the late night stream for Saturday night. We're here on time, mostly, so 1:35 a.m. I was working on book boxes there. Spent a lot of time working on researching places to move today. You know, we're in that process. We are, and now we're doing some cards, because Karis is asleep. Hot breaks. New slabs. Oh, the coin return came in. Maybe the coin return should be for Sunday. Now we should break it out right away. No, I need to make a video on it. I need to make a video. Hot breaks, new slabs. Hey, baby. How about, You took my crown. I must be number one. Live card shop. Let's start there with hot breaks and new slabs. Hot breaks, new slabs. OP12. Destined rivals. Okay. Ooh. Let's jump over here. So it looks like we're starting with Ivan Rodriguez, but before Ivan, we have the big order from yesterday. Let's see, here it is, Dylan Chan. Let me close some of these up. Ta-da! I just spent a lot of money acquiring Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy. I have high doubts we're going to sell through that product, so now we just have a lot of that product. That's how it is. Alright. Yeah, I have high doubts we'll sell through that. What does the XP do? It makes you cooler than everyone. Everyone gets jealous. They get very jealous. Alright. I had an idea on the gym breaks so that they don't cannibalize the other breaks. I thought maybe what we could do is include like a $10 surcharge or something like that into the cost of the breaks. And what that is an additional pull that is sort of like a mini star spot. Like a star spot sublist almost. Crazy as that sounds. You know, so maybe like $10, $15. Let me think, what would be the best amount of money? Maybe like 13.3, I don't know. 13.3 would be 3 spots, right? Or 14. All right. I hate it. It looks stupid. What? Is it collector's boxers? Oh, yeah. Collector's boxes. Sorry about that. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. That was a lot of money. So the big order today, Dylan Chan, 8 boxes of Magical Girls and shipping. All right. So he apologizes for the multiple bags. What? You son of a... How dare you buy all these cards for me and create lots of bags as a result of that? All right, let's put this away. Put it this way. All right. Can someone tell me why XP stops at 75 and it saves for the next stream? All right. That's not true. This guy, he wouldn't go anywhere in a break, I feel. I feel no one would buy this. Actually, that one should go up on eBay. This should be an eBay card. It would be cool if we could, like, list an item on eBay while we were live, but I think it would take too much time and it would bore you guys. All right, maybe we'll try that out sometime, though. Pikachu birthday, Pikachu, that'd be a pricey break, huh? We are. So let's talk about the current breaks that are available, shall we? Gold Star Greninja, he's pretty much stuck. Quest Eevee, he's kind of a big one, so we're not expecting this one to go very fast, but he's too deep now. And he's extremely rare. He's Pop 2. He's Pop 2. He's a really special card, actually. I think that one will actually sell through over time. Here's our Lightning Break, not going super fast. This is the Darkrai. Here's Rare Candy Crown Pikachu, 1 in 29. You guys voted on that one. Here's the coin card, not going too fast. Quip's Drawing, I'm going to take this down now. Quip's Drawing is down. Okay. That one's available for sale like a normal slab. And this Noctowl, Pokemon Center Noctowl. I really wanted to break that one. That's one I'm interested in breaking, so I just made up a category for it. So there's a couple options here, some big ones, some small ones, some mediums. And then, of course, you guys like the gym breaks. Let's go ahead and zoom in now. There you go. Karis got bit by a tick. Now she's waiting to see if she got the Lyme disease bullseye. Yeah, she's petting that cat. The cat had ticks on it. Not me. I'm not petting the cat. Couldn't be me. I call him a tick magnet because he attracts all the ticks with his charming behavior. That cat really likes her, man. That cat loves her to death. She didn't pet him today because of the tick bite, and all he did was sit outside the back door and meow. He was like, meow, meow, let me in. So this is unfortunate. Maybe there's a trick. What do you guys think the trick is? I told Karis maybe what she could do is have a big, giant white blanket, like a thin one, a cheap one, and just have the cat lay down on top of the blanket. And so if a tick falls off the cat, you're going to see it because of the color of the blanket. So I told her maybe that. I don't know. But she got bit, so I don't want any tick bites. You do consign for cash now, too. Yeah, it's 73% store credit, 70% cash. Not a big difference, like a 3% difference. That's something I was thinking about today, actually. Yeah, I was thinking about that today. But consignment seems to be very popular here. Yeah, 73 and 70. 70 if you want cash, 73 if you want store credit. Yeah, you can send cards right in, and I'll put it up on the table. I especially like it when you have something really cool to put up on the table. You know, because those are exciting for the audience. It's like a special gift for the audience. All right, let's get through these. Dylan Chan. Is Dylan here? I want Dylan to be here. Is Dylan here? Does anyone know? How far are we in? We're 7 minutes in. If Dylan's not here, let's not start yet. Let's, I tell you what, let's work on a gym break, shall we? Let's get a gym break going. Do we have a 9 on the table? We need a gym break that's a 9. Here we are. How about these two? 24.19. What are those together? That's like $43. Too cheap. That one's a 10. Got any other 9s? Need another 9. Oh, here's one. $12 for this Charizard. So this is a gym break, the 3 of these together. One person takes all 3 slabs. All right, give me a minute here. Okay. Looks like it's going to be $28 per spot. It's a 3 slab break, $28 per spot. Pay attention to chat. Do you think Pokemon will cool off after Black Bolt? It could cool down. Dylan's here. Dylan, where are you at? What's up, mister? What's good, chat? I'm here. Hey, it's Dylan. Yay! All right, we're ready to get started then. Perfect. We got 72 viewers in 9 minutes. This suggests that we are having a very good night in terms of viewership, because that is a lot of viewers within the first 9 minutes. And let me do this as well. Give me a minute. Jump it over here. Jump it on here. And jump it on this. Actually, wait a second. Let me change that slightly. Okay. Very good. So that's all set up now. Perfect. Clicking on that. What did I say it was? 28? I think it says 28. So this is a gym break, and it's an unusual one because it's actually for 3 little slabs. Okay. That's going to be like a gym break for like sub 9, sub 10 Pokemon cards. We'll get a nice one with the 10s too. But for now, let's get started with this. Haha. Well, no. Let's get a gym break. Let's get a gym break up there because, you know, we don't want people waiting too long on that. A minute. Dear God. Okay. I'm really not excited for the black and white set. It's not my favorite thing, but I will be interested in it anyways. It might surprise us. You never know. Might surprise us. Might be a really nice set. It doesn't, of course, it doesn't have the fireworks feeling that Rocket had. Team Rocket, people were just going crazy for that. But you know, when the hype dies down with Pokemon, so do the prices. So prices might fall a little bit. That's not a bad thing. And there'll be all these people getting their grades back, so slab prices could come down a little bit. The market just kind of goes up and down all the time. Here's the thing about me. I don't worry if the market's high, and I don't worry if the market's low. I really don't think too much about it. If you try to time the Poke market in general, I think you're going to miss. So if I really like a card, I buy it, and if it goes down in price, I just don't worry about it. But part of the reason why I don't worry about it is because I didn't buy it for it to flip like a week later. I bought it to hold on to it for 20 years. So if you're buying cards that way, you won't sweat it. You'll be like, I don't care. That's the card I wanted to have in my collection on purpose, you know? So you won't sweat it. Box number 1. All right, what we got? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Whoa, saucy one. Look at that saucy card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wait, is it just 10? There we go. Nice. Lovely. Ow. Stab at my fingers there. You can put a few of those in a sleeve. Oh, we had the same idea. Do you want the bulk cards here? I kind of pick out the sexy ones, but if you don't care about them, I'm just as happy to get rid of them. But if they're important to you, we can try to pick them out too, so. I just realized when you pick the bulk cards out, it actually makes the whole process of the box slower. There we go. Yeah, please pick out the fun ones. You got it. Fun ones it is. I found some Rebel Clash Fusion Strikes. Really? 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 Okay. That's a box. Box number 2. I missed the Dune session. Friggin' bolt. Tossing that. All right. I didn't get to rip Crown Zenith. Yeah, that's a cool set. I like that set. Snipping this. Snipping this. Snipping this. All right. You'll never get new subs if they have to wait 24 hours to chat. Just a thought, says Lurkin Larry. Here we are. Let's see. All right, we do that later. We do the bulk later. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. And this. I don't know how true that is because we actually pick up, we pick up subscribers every day. But you could be right. Here we are. And there we have it. Whoa, look at that outfit, man. That's ridiculous. Isn't that ridiculous? Oh my gosh. All right. These vendors trying to sell it for $25 per booster. Yeah, crazy, man. You know, I always wondered about that. Places like GameStop, places that sell these booster packs, the reason people are lining up around the block to buy Pokemon cards from like GameStop or Walmart or Target or whatever is because they're being sold at like half price. Think about it. They're being sold at half price. I mean, people used to do that for Black Friday. You know why people used to line up around the block for Black Friday? For TVs that were half price. It was literally the same idea. So people have figured out there's this thing called Pokemon that you can get for half price at a retail shop, and just makes you wonder, why don't those places just raise their dang price and then it's over? They could just raise their price to the actual market demand and the whole thing's over. Here we are. All right. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't work that way. But, you know, I can understand why a place like GameStop would be tempted to raise their prices. They're looking at that going, oh, man, we should be getting a cut of that. Canada doesn't sell TCG. Here we are. All right. Tossing. Okay. All right. Where's the fun in that? This is that gay, what is it, fashion show runway song. Then no one would buy any Pokies. Yay. Well, I just feel like the price would be based off of demand rather than like an artificial retail price. That's why the price is so low at retail, because it's artificially low. They're not pricing it at what people are willing to pay for it. They're pricing it at some sort of retail expectation set by, it's an artificially low price. Oh, there we go. Some price has been decided by Nintendo to be the right price, but obviously that's not true because everyone else is selling it amongst each other at a much higher price. It is. All right. Very nice. There we go. GameStop trying to keep yourself from going out of business. Itself or myself. Here's the squirrel. GameStop's dying, so they're trying everything they can to stay afloat. Yeah, I think they could, might as well call themselves Card Shop or Card Stop. There we go. Dude, what is this card, man? This card ain't right. That is nuts, man. Put this one in the front for you. GameStop Canada changed back to its original name, EB Games. Oh. That wasn't the original name, though, right? EB Games, was it, like, swallowed up by GameStop? Because I recall, in my mall, when I was younger, there was a GameStop and an EB Games. They were in competition with each other. And then one day, EB Games was gone. Most likely, EB Games got acquired by GameStop. Konnichiwa. There we are, I'm sneezing. Sitting in this room sneezing. There's something in this room. Maybe right here in this corner, I don't know. EB Games was the OG. EB Games was separate, but they merged. Ah, see? That means GameStop acquired EB Games, guys. That's what that means. I remember EB Games before GameStop. EB Games and Slackers. Slackers. EB Games, Slackers, GameStop. GameStop was the only one to survive. I haven't seen a Slackers in a very long time, if there's any left. I liked EB Games. EB Games was literally just copy and paste GameStop. It was the exact same thing. Sorry, I got a sniffly nose now. All right. Karis and I doing tons and tons and tons of research on where to move, man. We're pretty close. We really like Summerlin, Las Vegas, but man, Florida is tempting, dude. I think we're crossing off Hawaii. There's a lot of desire to live in Hawaii. It's a beautiful place, but I think there's a lot of fear that we won't like to live there permanently. Here we are. Like, we would like it for a year or two, but not forever. Here we are. Ho ho! Look at that! Konnichiwa! Here we are. There we go. All right. My GameStop was also selling Japanese booster box. I would never do Florida storms. That dreaded Florida man. We are. Apparently, you can pick the place in Florida that gets hit by the least storms. They actually record all the storms they get. So you can see where Florida gets the least storms and just move there. Then if you go to that place, you could buy a home that's built with construction standards that are higher, that are designed to sort of like get around the problem of hurricanes. And then on top of that, you can choose to live in a area that is not a flood zone. So you can make a lot of choices on where to live in Florida to get away from all that. Here we are. It's people who are living right on the edge of Florida that really get battered by the hurricanes. But you can live in the northern part of Florida, further away from the beach, and still get the benefits of being in Florida, which is sort of like no income tax, right? Yeah. I also noted they do have lower sales tax, which makes them more tax competitive than Nevada. So it's not ruled out, and you could make a drive to the beach. So you could take like an hour drive to the beach, live an hour away or something, or live next to a big lake inland, something like that. So that's not ruled out. When you think of Florida, you think pretty strictly about Florida being a place to live on the beach, but you can live away from the beach and still benefit from the no taxes. We have to consider that. What about Spokane? Probably not. Too cold. We don't want to go anywhere too cold. Here we go. If you guys don't get up to at least 90 degrees in the summertime, you are missing out on summer. Places that don't reach 90, 95 degrees, boring. Here we are. Okay, that's why I feel bad for Canada. Oh, Canada. They're stuck up there on the same level as Alaska. Dang, dude. I mean, it's probably nice. It's probably fun in certain ways. That's cold, man. There we are. All right. There we go. I lived in Alaska. It's a nice place to visit, but the internet sucks and you're beholden to nature. Sure. That's depressing in Canada in winter. Sure. Here we are. We're going to Destined, Florida in 3 weeks. I lived in Alaska. It's a nice place to visit. I don't need bulk for the last 4 boxes. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, there's actually a ton of these bulk cards. As it turns out, you'll be up to your ears in them. They're not that rare. That's why they're called bulk. I don't know, but I feel like the older I get, the more I like winter than summer. We get both winter and summer in Missouri. In Missouri, we get down to like negative temperatures occasionally in the winter, but we definitely get down to 0. And in the summer, we get up to 100 degrees. So we get the full range of hot and cold in Missouri. And I have to say, the spring and the summer are without any doubt the best time to be here. The sun's up, the trees are full, the flowers and the fish and all this great birds and everything. You go to play, you can go out to ball games and go walking and go swimming. Ooh, yeah, that's right. You can't go swimming unless it's warm outside. You're not gonna go swimming in the ice. Well, I suppose you go swimming in the ice, but you shouldn't. So, yeah, I mean, I like a short, brief winter that gets a little chilly and then it's over. That's what I like. I don't like it. I don't like the long winters. Winter was a good thing a really long time ago before we had air conditioning. Then winter was good. We have air conditioning now. Konnichiwa. All right. I had to drive 6 hours to get toilet paper when I lived in Alaska. Ooh, 6 hours. Just have them DoorDash it to you. Winter kills the ticks. No, that's not true. The ticks like hibernate. They just come back in the summer. I hate bugs, bro. Here you are. Winter's nice if you have a mild winter, maybe just cold enough for a couple snow dustings, you know, kind of a white winter. You don't want to be down in negative temperatures. It's just like a punishment, basically. It's like, haha, you're punished. There we go. It might be nice if you could get some heavy snowfalls and then just to play in the snow and then go back to warmth. But yeah, I wouldn't like that permanently. And I can't imagine not having a warm summer. That's like sad, dude. You don't get to swim in outdoor pools. Like, enjoy never swimming outside, I guess. Unless you got maybe like a hot spring or something. I don't know. Here we are. Everyone in Alaska has mud butt. No, not mud butt. What? As I get older, F the cold, bro. All about the island life and sun. Well, and that's kind of what you see. So in America, there's this thing we do where Karis and I, we research where all the billionaires move. And there's a reason for that. We figure a billionaire is somebody who's so wealthy that they really could just live anywhere they want to live, anywhere. The number one state they move to in America is California, 184 billionaires. Just beneath that, New York. So they really like New York, 160 billionaires. And just below New York, Florida's number three. Number three, Florida with 97 billionaires. That's a lot. Not as many as California and New York, but that's a lot. And then just below that, Texas. So I think Florida and Texas, billionaires go there for a high quality of life and no taxes. All right. But that tells you a lot. Those guys have like all the money in the world. So there's no reason they couldn't live exactly where they want to live. And Florida's really high on that list, number 3. There it is. They didn't choose Alaska. They didn't choose Minnesota. They didn't choose Montana. Those are places that are really close to Canada. Those are cold places. I looked at them. I looked at their temperatures. They didn't want to live there. They want to live in Florida. Even New York's kind of warm, right? New York's kind of warm. California's got really nice weather. They got the year-round nice weather. Here we are. So, yeah, they don't pick cold places. They pick lovely places. Think of like Europe is probably the same in Europe. What do you think they do? They probably do the French, whatever, Riviera, whatever it's called, the Italian, you know what I mean? That business. That's where they move. When they're real wealthy, they're going to move to Macau or something. They are. All right. There we go. Billionaires have homes everywhere, though. I think you're probably right. They probably have more than one home. Like, for example, I bet you a bunch of billionaires have a home in, like, Wyoming, Jackson Hole, and Aspen, and a couple other, like, mountain towns for skiing. So that's probably true. But I think that the list talks about where they truly reside. You know, like, where do they spend the majority of their time? And Florida's number 3 on that list. I think that says something about Florida. It says they must have very nice beaches. I also like to do a lot of research about where the best waterfront properties are in the world. And you get this list of places like the Maldives, the Bahamas, and on that list every single time, Hawaii and Florida. Every single time, Hawaii and Florida. Here we are. Here's this. But of course, if you're a billionaire in Hawaii, you got to pay, hey, one more, look at that. Billionaire in Hawaii's got to pay 11% on their income. So they probably don't want that. So they go, okay, we'll do Florida instead. There we go. Very nice. Live in the heat, you lose weight just by sweating. That's not true, actually. I looked that up. So your body actually adapts to the heat, and then it stops burning calories for you. Did you know that? Here we are. So in other words, you couldn't lose weight just by sitting in a hot room and waiting for the sweat to roll off of you, and that'll burn all your calories. That actually will not burn that many calories because your body gets more efficient at adapting to the heat. Your body gets used to it. Here it is. I'm joking, mister. Here we are. No, it's an interesting idea, though. I looked it up because it was something I was curious about. I was like, if I went outside in the extreme hot, would I just burn, presumably burn a lot of calories in the heat? Nope. It's kind of sad. I'm joking. If you're a billionaire, just get a Bahrain to build you an island and live there. Florida's nice to visit, not live full-time. Billionaires don't live anywhere full-time, really. That's an interesting thought. You might be right. Like I said, they probably have a home in the mountains. They probably have a home on the beaches. We are, but again, the list suggested that there were 97 billionaires in Florida, 168 in California, and 100. Did I say there were 186 or something like that in California, and there was like 160 something in New York. So yeah, I mean maybe they jump between California, New York, and Florida. But if you didn't want to pay a lot of taxes, you would make Florida your main residency, I suspect. They would claim to live there the majority of the year. But yeah, they can go on a vacation wherever they want, whenever they want, I'm sure. They can go on extended vacations. We are. What? 3 signatures. Not bad. No wonder you bought those last 8 boxes. All right. It's really fascinating. It is. It's really fascinating studying that kind of stuff. Texas, too. Don't forget that. Texas is number 4 on that list. So we're thinking about a couple places. Austin, Texas. Jacksonville, Florida, which is in the northern region that gets far fewer storms. Jacksonville, Florida. Austin, Texas. Jacksonville, Florida. Summerlin, Las Vegas, and we think Hawaii is kind of ruled out. All right, Mr. Dylan. Mr. Dylan. There's one more step. We have to do this. Oh, I must have missed it. Did I miss it? Oh, it's right. I assumed it was behind the first note card for some reason, and so my eyes never even checked this one. It was looking at this one. So weird. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Good luck. No problem, man. You paid for a round of shipping. Sounds good. You want to blow on the dice, Mr. Dylan? All right, so landing on 7. Did you catch that with 7? That's you, Dylan. Very good, because you bought most of that case. It would be kind of crappy if you didn't get that signature. Actually, I think you did very good. If you think about it, you got a lot of the signatures right there, and you got this signature too. So the other people who bought into the case, James, Patrick, and Jeff, they basically just cleared some stuff out of your way from the way it looks. I can't remember if any of them pulled a signature. Okay, so we have another box of another case of Magical Girls. If you guys want a fresh case, just let you know that. So next time someone opens another box of it, it'll be a fresh case. Dylan, let's see what you pull. Move to Arizona. A lot of Californians moving to Arizona. Arizona doesn't really make sense to move to when you could just move to Nevada and have actual better tax benefits. So you just go right over to Nevada. If you want hot Nevada, you go to Las Vegas. If you want more moderate Nevada, you go to Reno. Not the naughty nurse. Naughty nurse is 9? Oh my God. There goes. California has the most homeless people, I think. Yeah, well, the weather's probably a little bit easier to be homeless over there in that nice weather. But also, if the government's super generous to you, like let's say there's a lot of government programs, they give you free money for being homeless. That's going to make sure that you guys keep getting a lot of homeless because they want that free stuff. They go, hey, who's going to take care of me? California? On my way. Let me go get some more top loaders. I ran out. No, wait a second. There's one more box. Oh my gosh. Hold on, there's one more box. Set that there. I thought we were done. There was one more box. I didn't even see it. There we go. One more box, guys. Sorry about that, Dylan. Ta-da! Bump Ice was wild. Nothing to see here. It's an ironic thing, isn't it? It's sort of like a unexpected result. Everyone wants to solve homeless problems. Homelessness is a very bad thing. Everyone wants to solve it. The state that solves it the most by throwing money at it ends up being the state that all the homeless people want to go to. So you ironically get way more homelessness the more money you spend on it. And that's because there's this problem in the world where there's infinite homeless people. That's true. There's infinite people that would like you to pay for their stuff, so you will never be able to solve it. It's a deeper problem than just hey, we need a little bit of money. We just need to skim a little bit from the people who are hardworking and successful and give it to the people who are struggling. It's more complicated than that. The more you give, the more people say, wait a second, I don't have to have a job anymore. Wait a second, I can be kind of like a bum and just do this thing where I collect all this money from you. And I'm not saying everyone who's homeless has that problem. There's many complex reasons. But I'm saying you'll create a group of people like that the more money you give them. So eventually you'll create that group that says, I'm not going to work. I think they have that problem in Germany. I've heard about that. Germany's got extremely generous welfare laws. And so it's a well-known issue that there's people have discovered to live a very modest lifestyle and just accept checks from the government. Here it is. All right. So you don't solve the problem. You actually generate new people who wouldn't have been homeless, except now they know that you're willing to take care of them. All right, and that's an interesting look into human nature right there. Let me get those top loaders. All right, here we are. Yeah, you don't want to go homeless in Missouri. You'll die in the heat out here. There we go. And then all the Republicans will be like, "Meh, I ain't giving you nothing." Harsh place. Surprisingly, lots of homeless in Michigan. It gets crazy cold here, too. There we are. Very nice. I think the solution to homelessness is just to make people smarter somehow, you know, smarter, have higher willpower, have higher self-control, you know, and maybe like better emotions, like a higher self-respect, higher expectations, higher standards, everything, you know. How do you do that? How do you install that in someone? It's almost like saying the trick to not having any crime is for people to not be criminals anymore. It's like, well, what do you do about that? There's no way to do that yet. Maybe someday. All right, lots of top loaders. California, yeah. It's nice to the homeless. That's right. Booze is cheap. No lack of pot shops and walking distance. That's how they survive. They drink a lot. When they don't have enough beer, they die. What? That doesn't work. What are you talking about? All right, so Dylan Chan, that's the floating bag. I've been homeless briefly. Have you guys ever gone homeless? I went homeless briefly in the summertime in Missouri. There you are. When I first ran away from home, I didn't have a place to live. I lived in a bush, and I lived at basically the library. That was the trick. I lived at the library. I was at that library like 24/7. We are? All right. So, it wasn't too bad, I guess. It didn't last that long, though. And I was young, and I knew I was going to get a job. That's what I did at the library. I applied for jobs. Here we are. I also have 3 slabs. Sorry, it's a lot. You don't gotta apologize. It's like apologizing for being an awesome customer. I should be thanking you, dude. Be saying thank you for keeping us in business, man. All right, so you got plenty of cards there, plenty of cards. Let me think about how we want to ship this. So you got a lot of cards. I think think about it. We're going to do 1 large priority mailbox for you. That shouldn't be too bad. What are you opening? Now look at you, all pokey rich. Now look at me. All rich with cool friends who like to hang out and make fun of how skinny I am. I'm very skinny. All right, Dylan Chan. I was skinny when I was not having a home. I was real skinny. Okay, so what's today? So today's probably Monday, right? Can we do that? Okay, let's try and hit print on that. Dylan Chan, I'm using your same old address. I can send address. Nope, looks like you're good. I've already got it saved, so you should be good. Dylan, put it in chat. All right, there we go. Yes, my fortunes have changed. I ran away from home, homeless guy briefly, working at Target. Working at Target, I made like $600 bi-weekly when I made a full 40 hours. And then all that money just went toward rent. And it was like just barely enough money for my party pizzas and ramen noodles. And then finally one day I was working for Coca-Cola, getting ready for school, and then graduated school. And now I open Pokemon cards. What a wild ride. Weird. Very weird. And there we have it. Thank you so much, Mr. Dylan. That was one heck of an order. That was a $500 order, guys. Holy. Woo! We're just starting tonight, guys. We're just starting. Let's take a quick look. What packs are you opening? The good ones. Okay. So Dylan's done. And now we need to find out who's next. We have Mr. Jonathan Gonzalez Bagunas. He wants into the I Own a Gym break. Okay. Okay. right here. What's up with the Charizard battle? Yeah, so this is a typical gym break, but it's a bit strange. It's a combination of 3 slabs, but they're all like 9, 8.5, and 8. $12, $19, $24. So that's it. So you get 3 slabs and just a different kind of break is all. It's like a break for cheap ones. Here it is. Okay. There we go. All right. Ivan Rodriguez, Pokemon Go, Zard, $12, Eevee, $19. Oh, okay, hold on, guys. So Ivan Rodriguez had purchased them. Why did I not make that connection? I apologize. We're going to have to disassemble this break because Ivan had already bought these. He bought these before I made the break. I hope nobody had jumped in here. So these 2 are sold. Okay, I can't deny him these cards. He bought those before I made the break. Oops. That wouldn't be right of me if I didn't give them to him. If you jumped in here, we'll just turn that into store credit for a second. Or if you need to, I'll get you a refund. Oops. All right. At least the regulars are here. The mods are on vacation. All right, there we go. We'll toss this over here. You know, it's the weekend. Hunter Tipton, round of shipping. I have a bag and slabs. All right, sounds good. So Hunter Tipton ordered a round of shipping. Here's a Hunter Tipton bag. See if that was all he had. Hunter Bratty. Okay. Lurk, what's a mod? Hunter Tipton. We have no mods? Who wants to be a temporary mod? So he says he has some slabs, huh? Okay. The city of Brentwood. They take really good care of all their homeless. The city of Brentwood. They take good care of their homeless. I have the power. Me. Make a new permanent mod. Me. Spare change. Who do you think would be a good mod, Sigs? Print this. Stamps has encountered a problem. What possibly could the problem be? Come on, Stamps. Let's try that again. Troy? Not me. Spare change. Okay, let's try this again. Are you ready? Print. There we go. So that shipping's on its way out. 6, not me. 6 with a good mod. Yeah, me. All right, where's my drink? That's really nice. All right. Magnetron. Sizer. Magbu. And Torchic. Crossing the road. Do we have a giveaway for tonight? I don't think we do. Okay, NHCC, pre-grades. Can you please advise me with whom to grade with? Deoxys Rev, Deoxys Reverse Foil, Reshiram Reverse Foil, Butt Floss Waifu SP, Demon Mommy. Okay, so you've got a couple cards that he wants a pre-grade on. How fast can I find these? Deoxys Rev, Reshiram Rev. Are you here, Mr. NHCC? Give me some details about exactly what these cards are. Let's see. Butt Floss Mommy, huh? I don't know who Butt Floss Mommy is. YouTube quit letting me get free memberships 2 years ago. Ah, that sucks. What? Anyman gifted 5 memberships. Woo! Is that $25 in donations? Is that how that works? How does that work exactly? Okay. There's a War Machine. That's pretty cool. Okay. Oops. The coin trip fell down. I watched James Bond Skyfall. I didn't actually think it was that good. I thought it was one of the weaker films. Daniel Craig is the James Bond, though, man. That guy's got the James Bond feel down. He's done a good job with it, I think. It was actually the bad guy I didn't enjoy this time. And I don't like M's heavy involvement in the show. I feel like I didn't know what I was rooting for. It's 25, but YouTube takes 30%, so you made 18. That's not, we won't worry about what YouTube takes. I'm going to put you down for the donation. And that was Andy Man, right? Andrew Martin, 25. So he's up to 50. I like to see, I think this is a really good idea. When we donate stuff, we should track it, including me. When I donate stuff, we should track it so that we know. Oh, no, wait a second. It should be 50. All right, you're at 50. We should track it so that we know how it looks later. Look at these weird dog tags. That's really stupid. I get membership from channels I never watch anymore. What? Does YouTube give you the membership? How does that work? I want free memberships. All right. Possibly hits bag to your right. Oh, a hits bag. I see. Okay, a hits bag. So, guys, we're looking for Demon Mommy, Water Slide Waifu SR, Master Ball Gyarados. Master Ball Gyarados. Okay. Just checking that out again. Looking for a hits bag then. All right. We're going to just pop our way through this real fast, and then we're going to go after that hits bag. Okay, good. I don't even be in there live, and I get free membership. That's so funny. Must be somebody making those donations, huh? I can handle the squeeze. All right, so you have a hits bag, is that right? Not in here. So you must have another box. That's what's happening. You have to have another one. Wait a moment. Okay. Let's grab this. Whew. You know what I had to do, Mr. NHCC? I had to move some of this out to the side because you've got like your own shelf kind of thing set up over there. Well, I don't see a hits bag for you. So 1, 2, 3. That says James O'Brien on it. It's not your stuff as well, is it? No, this is Andrew Martinez. Oh, what is this? What have I just found here? I didn't even know this stuff was here. Does this have that missing fossil pack in it? Give me a second here, guys. No. Doesn't look like it does. Oh, wait, is this it? Look what I found! Woo! All right! It was sitting in a box called James O'Brien. Wow. It looks like someone's hit box, but it's not. It's a box full of booster packs. All right, well, he's going to be happy about that. And then NHCC, we're looking for a hit bag for NHCC. Is that right? You have a hit bag. Is that right? I didn't see one. Let me just look through this one more time, shall we? It was marked as a hit bag. Is that right? This bag has no marking on it. What's in this bag? Age of Slash. No, this bag has no markings on it, though. That's weird. Oh, yeah, that's mine. Thanks. Well, I was wondering where that pack was. I knew it was going to be in the room. I just didn't know where. That pack is from all the way from the last time we did a fossil break, which, by the way, was insanely long ago. All right. Tell you what, Mr. NHCC, let me try taking these boxes away and putting them with your slabs, which I have over here, and see if you've got a box in there already. No, you do not. Do you have a box up here? All right. I started working on this. I pulled out a few hits for you right away. You think it's to my right? Is that what you said? You said you think I have a hits bag to my right? Be an odd. Oh! Oh! Wow, man. The tricks we come up with to deal with the overcrowding on the table. We just don't have enough room for everything. We just don't. All right. There we go. Good tip, by the way. Okay, you want that one graded? We'll take a look at that one for you, too. How about that? Deoxys reverse. Let's start hitting them up. So, Deoxys reverse. Back here, maybe? Water slide waifu? She's not a water slide. We're doing a pre-grade, guys. We're just having trouble locating it. But we got it finally. There's the Deoxys. Reshiram close. What? Butt floss? Is that what you said? Butt floss waifu? That's funny as hell. All right, butt floss waifu. Water slide. I don't see water slide. I don't get that one. This one? Probably that one. All right. Charizard. Dark Machoke. What are we still looking for? Reshiram reverse hollow. I don't see the Reshiram. Oh, my dear God. I don't see the Reshiram, dude. I don't know. I mean, I can go hunting for it out of your 500 bags. Let's see. Reshiram, Buttflosh, Demon Mommy. You want the Demon Mommy. Let's look up Demon Mommy. Yeah, that's a pretty tough situation having to locate stuff. I might not be able to service those in a reasonable time. You know, people are waiting. So we might just grab what we can here and start moving because there's like a time I can. I don't even see the Demon Mommy. I don't quite understand that one either. Yeah, Demon Mommy's not in here either. Water Slide, Master Ball, Gyarados. All right. There, you lost it. There we go. What? What do you mean I lost it? I lost what? Are you saying it's in here? One of the ones you want? We gotta get started on the pre-grades. I don't see a Demon Mommy. Yeah, I don't see a Demon Mommy. All right, we gotta get started. Let's grab this. NHCC. I'll put this back in your other box, by the way. It's right here. I don't like that little thing. It's too fat. It makes me think it's going to damage your cards. All right, we got a couple of the cards you wanted. We're missing Demon Mommy and Reshiram Reverse Hollow, okay? Demon Mommy is in a bag with my Mega Break Energy card. We are. Let's see. Oh, this one looks great, man. We're going to give this one a 10. Oh, you want recommendations on where to grade too, huh? Yeah, you can send that one to Beckett if you wish. How about this one? How's this one looking? This one gets a 9 right away. So as a 9, I wouldn't grade it anywhere. It's too common of a card. It's not a rare. Deoxys. Wouldn't it be nice if this was a 10? It's probably not. Let's see. Well, then again, it's not looking too bad. You know, it's really hard to say. It's got these upturned edges. That's just part of the cutting process. Lately, the companies have been giving the upturned edges bad grades. I'm going to post this as a 9. So I believe that that is, I'll call it 9+. So if I was to send this out to someone, you could test both PSA and tag to see if either of them will give a 10 out to something like that. But I'm pretty sure tag won't do it. I don't think tag will. And then I'm pretty sure PSA won't either. I'm going to say tag on this one. Tag's the newer company. PSA's kind of changed on those upturned edges. They seem to not like them. All right, now these they do like. This is all that grades 10 these days. It's just modern Japanese commons, so it's really stupid. It's kind of disheartening. I like that thing in the center. It's like a bit of a bump. These are Korean. I believe your Machamp has a shot at a 10. I would send that one to PSA, not BGS. Read. Forget the Machamp and pre the Nikke Siggy. The Nikke Siggy. You got it, man. We'll get the Nikke Siggy too, okay? How's that sound? Okay. That's really clean. The front, though, bit off center on this corner here. Thinner. Thinner dinner. You like thin? Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty clean other than slide off centering. It's closer than you think, but I'm going to give it a 10. I recommend probably PSA for that one. And then over here, the Nikke signature, right? Never really looked at the front of these before because this is a new card set. Ooh, look at that. I don't like that. I don't like that change in the coloration there. Okay. Well, I will say 10 minus on this one. All right. I'm leaning toward a 10. That one, probably PSA, because I don't think Tag will grade it anyways, and I think it will be bad with CGC. So that's 5 cards there. I apologize. I didn't find all the cards you wanted. We can do a deep search if you want to remind me to go after them later, maybe. All right, but it will take a long time because they're in that box somewhere. Rafael Aguilera has his vintage pack. All is good in the world for that guy. Where'd we put his bag? Did we just ship him out? I bet we just shipped him out. I'm going to put this into a baggie like this and put it over here. I feel like he just got shipped out, didn't he? It's this right here. No, that's Raul Mendoza. All right. Good. Tag doesn't grade Nikke. Yeah, so you got to do PSA. All right, thank you, NHCC. To the birthday homie Troy, happy birthday, 3DR packs 1 hour ago. Whew, the time really flies, huh? Here it is, NHCC gifting these packs to Mr. Troy. Very nice. I tried to tell you beforehand in Discord. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All I did today was hang out with Karis. She doesn't like me doing work on the weekend. She gets mad. I'll get in trouble, literally. When she's asleep, I can start working on things. Here we are. All right, you ready? But by then, it's time to go live, you know. Oh, Typhlosion's actually a great pull, looking like it's got decent centering, too. All right, how about that? That's a pretty good birthday present. Here's Don Dazzle. Don Dazzle. Nice. You got to send a grade that Typhlosion now. That's what you got to do next. And here's Mew 3. Let's go. Yeah, you like that card? That's cool, man. Okay. That was a pretty good gift. Mr. Troy. I pulled a catfish, too. I fell to 23. William Chan is the #1 in chat. How? How does it work exactly? I don't understand. I went to Costco today for the first time in like, I don't know, 10 years maybe. Yeah, I went to a Costco for the first time in 10 years. Do you guys shop at Costco? All right, let's see what's next. So over here, Matt Hedrick waited a pretty long time. It's because we had that big order at the start, Matt. 2 packs Beyond Generations and shipping. You got it. 2 packs Beyond Generations and shipping. Best place to shop. Once in a while, I go to Costco. I got nothing from my actual family for my birthday, but from my new family here, I feel loved. Every few weeks. Ooh, Yoshi egg. We went to the Costco in Springfield, Missouri. Every single spot in the parking lot was taken. It was incredible. There was a long line just to get into Costco. Then I walked around and I'm like, what do you do here? It wasn't that good. I was like, this is okay, I guess. It's like it's like Walmart, but like with some extra options. And then everything you buy there, you have to buy like twice as much as you normally would. Like, do you want to buy a raw chicken to bake it? Well, you got to buy 2 raw chickens. You're not allowed to buy 1 raw chicken. You got to buy 2 of them because you're in Costco, baby. I'm like, what? They could just sell them one at a time. It wouldn't, it doesn't affect their business to sell them one at a time. In fact, they were in separate wrappers, but Costco had wrapped them together in an additional wrapper so that you had to buy 2 of them. Yes, mister, because they sell in bulk. It doesn't make any sense. We are. All right, there we go. I almost feel like they only make you do that for the appearance. Bar dog, father's help. It's a bilk store. A bilk! Is that where you get the bilk from the bows? Costco isn't a grocery store. They're a bilk supplier. There we go. $5 chicken. I saw those. I saw the $5 chickens. Now, where I live, we got grocery stores where they got the baked chickens, and they're $7. So it's $2 cheaper at Costco. But I figure, I don't know how crazy that makes me, like saving $2 on the chicken. Now, here's the problem. I walked up to the Costco chicken, and it's in one of those freaking bags, dude. That's the absolute worst way to sell those, because Walmart does the same thing. It's the absolute worst. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. There's 2 other grocery stores out here, Deerberg's and a place called Woods. It's pretty good, actually, Woods. Neither of them do that. They use the plastic container where it's a hard container, and the chicken, you can pull it out of there quite easily. The bags are horrible. The chicken's always soggy in the bag. I don't know why they do that. Okay, this is for Matt Hedrick. Let's get him shipped. Whose idea was the bag, dude? It makes it look cheap, too, by the way. Makes the chicken look like it's some cheap garbage that you're buying. Here, enjoy your chicken. We squeezed it into this plastic baggie for homeless people. Like you're eating, those plastic grocery bags that you put all your groceries in? Like you're eating a chicken out of a grocery bag. It's disgusting. Whose idea was that? Also, they could probably save like a couple pennies per bag, which probably equals, who knows, like $1 million in savings across the whole country and across the year. So they'd probably save $1 million swapping to the nasty little bag. But nobody wants to eat it. There we go. The ones with the black bottom with the clear top. That's what you need. Deerberg's does it. Actually, Gerb's does it that way. We have a Gerb's. And then we have another, it's more of a rural local chain called Woods. They're really good. Same deal. They got the black bottom, clear top. That's the way to do it. What's Costco thinking? Walmart and Costco plastic baggies is gross, dude. I just feel like I'm some guy who's just barely making it, like I'm ripping chicken off from the inside of a bag. It's so gross, and it's so soggy and gross, dude. Soggy as hell, man. All right, if you pay the extra $2, they put it in the plastic container. You have to go pay for a plastic container? That's so weird, how do they do it? Do they put on gloves and pick up your chicken with their hands in front of you? That's gross, dude. All right, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt. Gross. The next person to get their points reset, and Chad is going to take the crown. What? What the heck, mister? Harvest Market near me ditched the boxes for the bags this last year, too. Well, they're all trying to find a way to make it, profitable, or at least so that it's not as big of a loss. Here we are. They don't realize I'll skip shopping at their store just to go to one that puts the chicken in a proper bag. If you're hoping to buy a baked chicken for dinner that night, I ain't going to Costco for the baggy chicken. Are you insane? But yeah, I was surprised that a lot of Costco's foods were very expensive. So you have to pay for the luxury of shopping at Costco. But I was looking at the price on the foods, and I was like, this is just Walmart pricing. I was actually comparing the cost of steak between Costco and Walmart, because I have those prices damn near memorized. And I'm like, well, this is just about the same price, but you're forced to buy so much of it, you have a higher chance of it going bad now. And so I wonder how much money you really save at Costco. If on occasion you bought so much food, some of it goes bad. Unless you're this type of person that just eats tons and tons of food, which I love to eat. But, I don't eat for a family of 14 kinds of food. Well, maybe I do, but even then it's not for one type of meal. I'll eat a little bit of this, a little bit of that. They want you to buy like this whole bucket full of chum, you know what I mean? Like they had something called like garlic sauce. And I was looking on the back. The #1 ingredient for garlic sauce, canola oil. And it's like a tub of margarine sized tub. And I'm going, who the F's eating this stuff? That's insanity. Garlic sauce. Jesus Christ, dude. It's like a freaking chum bucket. We are. Although I did appreciate one thing. One of my favorite drinks are those Spindrift drinks. And they had those and they were clearly cheaper. So I was like, oh, Costco it is. Yeah, they had cheaper drinks. They had cheaper Spindrifts. They served them in these big boxes, and they were cheaper per can. I was like, oh man, I gotta go there. Might as well drink the garlic sauce. How did you go down to 3? Yesterday, a person chatted literally once, but what you need over by the sale. All right, so next up we have an order. Sven Jansen, 5 Poke Shuffles, 1 Waifu Shuffle. What's up, Sven? Hello, Sven Jansen. Call of Legends break. It'll never finish. It's frozen in time forever. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, this could be a big hit. But it's not. It's a cold one. I am sorry, Mr. Sven. Okay, how about those Poke Shuffles? It happened. Oh, I already read that. All right. Here we are. Here we are. But I had a good time. We were walking around looking at all this stuff. I get it. It's kind of like Costco's so big and offers such a broad variety of things to buy. It's very similar to just like walking in the mall or something, you know. In fact, it's almost more useful than the mall. Because if you've ever gone to the mall, the majority of the shops in the mall are little overpriced clothing boutiques. And you go in there for some stupid like brand name clothing like Abercrombie and kick your ass. And then you flip the tag over and it's like $100 for a pair of jeans or some crap. But they have like pictures of supermodels on their wall. So that means it's worth $1 million. So you go there and yeah, the mall's just full of useless stuff I would never buy. They got the shops that have like Hello Kitty or whatever. At least at Costco, ooh, the whole round was cold. Oh, Mr. Sven, cold round this time. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, at least Costco has stuff you might actually use in your home. So the mall does not have that. It's Madagascar. There you go. Pop a cold one. No one does, even if they say they do. There we are. You guys still trying to figure out the chat thing there? Here's a nice Magmar. And he graded 9. How about $17? And it's fine. Thanks, mister. Let's see. What else? Oh, look at that Dark Gloom. He's nice, man. So let's say on the Dark Gloom. Whoa, I almost wrote on the actual slab. Going crazy. Better put that in a sleeve, huh? You know what? Let's look the Dark Gloom up. Dark Gloom. Let's see. What is a PSA 8 Dark Gloom considered? He is considered an $18 card. Yep, sounds about right to me. All right, that's 18. This submission was filled with cards that did not grade well. It's really, really troublesome. Whoa, look at that. I don't remember that. Look at that gold Mew, huh? That's that leaf green deck. Cool, man. Gloom is pretty cool. Gloom thinks you're pretty cool. Wink. Hey, mister, what I miss? Hey, Limonge. It's Limonge. All right, we're setting up that new gym break. I said I'd set up a new one because the other one actually got purchased by Ivan Rodriguez. Mewtwo 086. Really? Kind of pricey. So PSA 9, $30. Wow. Okay. And it said there were 2 people had it in their cart. All right. Okay, cool. So that's 29, 17, 18. Let's add those up real fast. Okay, divided by 2. So it'll be a $32 break. This is a break where you can pull 3 slabs. I mentioned I watched the James Bond Skyfall. I'm actually running out of James Bonds to watch. And I thought it odd that they had the main character, the bad guy, be a gay man, because it played virtually no role in his actual story at all. So I felt like James Bond was just going, or the writers were just going for style. Like, you didn't expect that, did you? I don't like it when they do that kind of stuff. I feel like it's kind of like a cheap shot. Steven Sistrunk, paying down low Tina. You got it. All right, let me jump over there, Mr. Steven. I feel like if you're going to make the character gay, it should actually, there should be like a reason for it or something. Or like, it shouldn't feel shoehorned in. It shouldn't feel unnatural. It felt unnatural for that character. Although maybe it was, I don't know if maybe that scene James Bond was like flirting with them. I can't tell. Here we are. I thought it was very odd because he brings it up when he was introduced, and then it's never mentioned again. You got 6 booster boxes in factory sealed case. Send my order in through Venmo. Could you take a look? Yes, Carlos, have no fear. It's actually not your turn yet. It's Beatrice's turn. Beatrice, it says here, has waited over an hour. It's just a really long line. Give me a minute here. So let me jump over here to you and see what you ordered. Carlos Sueva, he ordered OP12 times 3. All right, so your order's at 50 minutes, so you're technically waited less than Beatrice. So Beatrice goes first here. Let me just do Beatrice real fast. I'll take a spot in this 3 slab break. I'm going to put you in there, okay? I'm going to put you in there. All right, Beatrice. I apologize for the long wait time. It all started with that big break at the beginning, the 8 boxes of Magical Girl. Oh, it's this song again. Bro, WTF? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's just like that at the moment. And Beatrice, you still have $40 waiting on a jumbo pack break to be formed. Skip that. Turn this down a little bit. Okay, we also have Raul Mendoza. Add me to the box. Battle. Store credit. You got it. Mr. Mendoza. 119 minus 40. What's that? What's that, like 79? No, it's not 79. Is it 89? Let me do 119 minus 40, which is 79. I had it right the first time. Okay, 79 remains. Case break? Those sound fun, huh? All right, let's take a quick look at the box battle. Remember, the box battle is for a whole box of Team Rocket Destined Rivals. 3 deep, 6 remain. 6 remain. All right. Beatrice waiting on one more person. Peter Fenelty, 2 Destined Rivals. Peter Fenelty. Case break on Dr. Mr. LFG. I'm confused. What? There we go. Snipping this. Okay. Tossing this. What do we got? Here's Scrafty. Scrafty. And here's Zapdos. Ta-da! Peter Fenelty. Thank you, Mr. Peter. Fenelty. Now, I just seen your bag. Oh, we also have this as a gym break. Forgot about that. For the wandering adventurer who likes to take chances. Zapdos. It's Zapdos. All right. Let me go ahead and put this card in the back like this. So guys, this is a 3-card break. $32 buy-in. Beatrice is already in. We just need one more person. Okay, so that's at 1. If you can read that. Thank you, Peter Fenelty. Mark Valerian. Can I get 5 Pokemon Heatwave Arena, 1 Minecraft Hobby Pack? Yes, you may. Here's my Minecraft. Chainsaw Man. Here's the Minecraft. All right. Whew. And 5 the Heat Waves. Can't remember if I'm almost out of Heat Wave. I think I am. We're real low, too. Can't remember if I had another box of these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that money. All right. Good luck. I'm power washing big mansions in New Hampshire. Oh, that's cool, man. Get to peek into the lives of the successful, the beautiful, the rich, the elite. How does it make you feel? You ever get, like, disgusted? I'm disgusted. Make these guys pay more taxes. All right. Okay. Arctic Fox. 401, 475. Ooh. He says, yep. There we go. All right. Turtle. Oh, look at the turtle. All right. I was talking about that the other day. I grew up in Missouri, a red state, not particularly well known for being like super duper wealthy. And I always got turned off by like the idea of socialism. And I went shopping for beach houses in California, and I saw like 20, 30, 40, $50 million beach houses. And I said, oh, that would make me a socialist right there, just looking at that. And I thought to myself, if you're living in California and you can't afford a home and you can barely eat and your car's broken and blah, 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 and then you're driving around, you see these huge $40 million mansion homes, you'd probably turn into a socialist. You'd look at that stuff and say, this ain't right. This is not right. And so I that was a moment in time where I appreciated the other side of the aisle, the perspective where people said, oh, tax the rich or something like that, eat the rich. Here's Mark, because it's like, it's got to be hard to live there and not feel that emotionally, that sort of wealth divide. The wealth divide here in Missouri is not as big, so you don't experience that over here as much. A lot of people in the suburbia live in simple lives and in homes that aren't like even over $1 million. Most homes are like 600. Yeah, especially when I was younger, they were cheap, dude. You could buy a home in Missouri for like 65,000, a simple one. Okay, Mark, let's grab your bag. There you go. So I think if you lived in the area with the wealthiest people in the world, you might end up feeling more Democrat as a result. Feeling like, man, this wealth divide's not right. There we go. Just one of those interesting observations I went through. Here's Carlton Wicks. $10 to sob away. All right, $10 to sob away. Carlton Wicks. Okay. $5 left on it. 1 Pokey Shuffle, 1 Destined Rivals. Okay. 1, 2, 3. The Arctic Fox was a pretty good pull, huh? Oh, that's cold. All right. And how about the Destined Rivals? Let's see what you get in there. Ta-da! I wonder which state experiences the most growth and the most home appreciation this year, the next 5 years. It would be nice to know, because if you simply knew, you could just rush out there, you know. Carlton Wicks. All right. Or if maybe all of the real estate market will just have a slight decline instead of growth at all, you know. We are. What's the new big idea? Where are people fluctuating toward? All right, that's all done. And how deep are we in? So now it is our good friend, Mr. Carlos Suevo's turn. Hey, what's up, man? OP12 times 3. What's up, Carlos? Thanks for the patient wait, man. We had a really big, long line there. There it is. All right. It's why pay needs to keep up with cost of living and production for a successful capitalist society. Otherwise, you get really bad concentration of wealth, which leads to extremes both ways. Yeah, but this is such a fascinating topic. Why does money flow out of the pockets of the poor and into the pockets of the wealthy in the first place? And my experience over a long period of time is it's like a biological thing. Like it's one of those biological realities. I think what happens is you get this really small percentage of people who are just born like as producers, or they're born with the CEO personality, which must be like a rare personality type or something. And those guys spend their whole lives creating systems to make money. And then over a long period of time, they just spent their time producing goods, making money, whatever they were doing. And if you don't have that personality type, you never keep up with that person, the end. And so they just get really far ahead of you and there's no escaping it. So the only thing you can do then is punish that person. You can say, all right, put brakes on this guy. He's doing too well. And the more you punish them, the more they leave, because that's exactly the way they think, I think. Here it is, Mr. Carlos. So it's a tricky thing, It's a tricky thing. How do you actually have this society where one person is just running away with all the money and they're producing all the goods? How do you keep them producing, but at the same time tell them you're not allowed to make money? They're like, well, that's why I produce. It's to make money. I don't produce to do charity. I produce because I like making money. So it's a tricky problem. And then nobody else wants to fill those shoes either. I don't think there's a lot of, this is my conclusion about most of the people I've ever met or talked to. Most people don't want to start a manufacturing company. Most people don't want to start an oil rig. Most people don't want to be CEO of anything. And so it's really difficult because society needs those people really badly, or you're not going to produce anything. So it becomes a real problem to balance those things. Mr. Carlos, you have to have incentives that are large enough that someone just, they turn themselves into sort of like a work slave and they become a CEO or a producer or whatever. And then they manage all this stuff. But yeah, how do you, because if it was so easy and so fun to do, everyone would just be lining their pockets being a CEO right now. Yeah, I'll be a CEO. That sounds fun. I'll do that. Nobody wants to do it. Everyone hates the idea of it. We are. They're trying to domesticate foxes in Russia. According to data, it's based on how much you inherit. Of course, there's exception, but data shows it's inherited. No, actually, they talk about that a lot. The vast majority of wealth is not inherited, right? Here, we can ask ChatGPT that question because I bet it gives the same answer. The majority of wealth is created, not inherited. All right, you ready? You're right. The majority of wealth in modern economies is created, not inherited. Data supports it. In the U.S., most millionaires are self-made. Studies from sources like WealthX and Forbes consistently show that more than 2/3 of U.S. millionaires did not inherit their wealth. For example, in 2023, Forbes list found that about 70% of the richest people built their wealth from scratch. Why this happens: entrepreneurship, investment, high-income careers, innovation, and IP, intellectual properties. Inheritance still matters at the top. While most wealth is self-made, inherited wealth is still concentrated. Small number of families pass down their money across generations. And then bottom line, most people who become wealthy today do so through their own efforts. All right, so there you go. Mr. Carlos, so there's some inheriting going on, but I think there's also a lot of wealth creation. Like you look at like major YouTubers, they go out and they do stuff, or you look at or like Mr. Beast, for example. That guy didn't grow up wealthy. Like, that's what I mean. Mr. Beast just kind of started working on it really hard, and now he's like probably a billionaire or whatever. What do you think his worth is? I don't know his worth. But I think a lot of that actually happens. But you're right. Once a person's created that wealth, if they're smart, they pass it on to their kids over and over. Next up, we got Jonathan Gonzalez Bagunas, 3 slab gym break. All right, you're going in. Ta-da! Here we go. I'm going to call you JAGB. No, wait a second. We don't put that in there. We actually go get your card here. I'm a self-made 100-air. That's actually not too bad. Got $100. You can go have some fun with the $100. Not for very long. All right. So didn't you? I thought you had a card. I could have sworn you had a card. Didn't you have a card? Let's see. David Morris, Jonathan Morris. Could have sworn you had one. Oh, maybe I was wrong. All right, there's a lot of cards, man. All right, so let me make one for you. Beast just gave away $500,000 for his birthday, 50K to 10 people. Wow, that's super cool. Here we are. All right. No, I swear we made one of these for you, didn't we? I do. I'm in the other break. Ah, you're in the other break. Now we know. Okay, so this one. Ah, there it is. Haha. The mystery is solved. So I just pull you out of there momentarily. We'll put you back in a minute. Why isn't TCC giving away at 50K? That's right. Why isn't TCC giving away at 50K? Yeah. All right. I think that there's families that pass wealth down very carefully. I think that you also have to consider that while that's happening, there's also on the other side of that equation, families that consistently give up all of their wealth, not charitably, but just squandered. So like, I think a lot of families form wealth in one generation, and then by 3 generations, it's all gone. So I think that some families do it and some families don't. And it's just sort of this, what's the word I'm looking for? What do they call it when energy becomes disorganized and it entropy or something like that? It just sort of bleeds out eventually. Entropy? I think it's called entropy. All right, there we go. So I think that money works that way across generations. The person who created the money was like a tough guy who really cared about it, and he cared about succeeding, he cared about protecting money and operating the finances properly. But like 2 or 3 generations later, they don't appreciate it, they squander it, it gets lost in some misfortune. It's very hard to actually maintain wealth across generations. There we go. So yeah, I think there's families building wealth and preserving wealth, but also families losing wealth. And so I look at it like entropy. We are. I don't think of it like this permanent structure above me. I think of it as, well, good for them. They managed to save it for one more generation. Here goes. Kadabra, 60 HP. And Muck, 70 HP. Ooh, that was a close one, man. Goes to Muck this round. Okay. Mewtwo, 60 HP again. Oh, no, he's got you. You ready? Ah, that's Nidoking. He's got you. Mr. Jonathan, those slabs are yours. Don't spoil your kids, folks. You got to think generational wealth also takes time. Self-wealth can happen in a year or 2 if people work hard enough. Sure. But yeah, I mean, I think when people think about like the elite and the wealthy, they go, oh, those evil, horrible, elite wealthy. But they forget that there's this group that constantly loses their money too. They lose at the casino. They lose it, doing this, doing that, bad investment. Maybe somebody gets really sick. Maybe they just spend too much. They buy houses. Well, who gets the house money? The construction workers, the construction company. So that money, it does like an entropy back into the economy over time. As long as that wealthy person stayed around you, as that wealthy family, that wealthy person, if they leave to another country like the UAE, you don't collect any of that. So that's very bad. You don't want that. Okay, who you are, Jonathan Gonzalez? Hey, not bad, man. 3-1. All right. Very good. But I think we were talking about that because I was referring back to this idea that I think all the money sort of continuously drains out of the pockets of the poor and into the pockets of the wealthy. And I don't think it's as simple of an explanation as like an exploitative structure that you can't escape. I think it actually is a reflection of like personality types, with some personality types obsessing with ownership, production of goods, investment, and that being a rare personality type. There we go. We are. All right. CEO personality type. I think that's a rare personality type. And I'm not talking like small businesses CEO. I'm talking like Jeff Bezos. His personality type must be very rare. A guy like him must be super rare. It is. He was an innovator. He was an inventor. He was a business owner. And then he was a corporate business owner. I mean, that's just so rare. And then that guy ends up having all the money and everyone hates him for it. But then everyone uses Amazon. So it's like, well, do you hate them or do you love them? Because you look like you love them based on how often you use this product. There we go. All right. Time for some Pop-Tarts. Heck yeah, dude. How about a new slab up here? Time for some slabs. You got to think generational wealth also. Oh, yes. Here we go. Mask Ogre Pond. All right. Lovely. I think inherited wealth is one of the forms of wealth people respect the least, though. Don't you agree? When you see somebody living in the thunderstorm out there, excuse me. When you see somebody living in their beach house in California and it's $20 million, and they're like a 25-year-old, and you're like, how did you get that? And they're like, Daddy. You're like, you know, dude, F you. You're working your ass off to pay off your student loan. Yeah, I had to borrow money to receive an education to better myself. So now I get to be a slave to the bank or the government that loaned me the money. Meanwhile, you get to live in your beach house and your grandparents and your parents can pay every bit of your advanced education. Wonderful. I'm so glad I live in an equal opportunity society, right? So that bitterness comes in when you think about it that way, when you see that. There we are. How nice. It's like we're equal competitors with equal opportunities and equal obstacles in our lives. There we are. All right. Ooh. How did you buy all those magical girl cards, Daddy? Wait, mister, I go back in the Iona break. Oh, thank you, yes. The Iona break. Okay, here it is, guys. The Iona break is active. It's got one person in it. It's looking for a second person. All right. Now, let's try to put together another fun break, shall we? Don't forget those sweet, sweet increasing interest rates that will pass on to the children. Yeah, exactly. Here, kids, I got you something. What, Mom? What, Dad? Debt. We can't afford our own healthcare bills. Maybe you kids can pay for it. And then when we pass away, you can inherit the debt that we had. Pretty bad. There we go. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I think that's why, you know, there's such the subject of free education is such a sort of like, let's call it like a hot button issue, right? Where people are very divided on the subject. They are. Some people are really for it. Some people are really against it. But it doesn't have like pure, full, like heavy support from the entire society. Some people don't want to have to raise taxes to pay for college educations that are already kind of maybe like antiquated, or like they're bloated, they're full of pork. Like, hey, you got to take a creative writing course in order to get your computer science degree. You know, they don't want to have to pay for that. And then there's other people that say, well, if you want everyone to have an equal shot in society, they have to all get the college education. And why should they have to pay a loan for college education while the rich people in your society, they just get to go with no loan, right? Because they happen to already be rich. So it's kind of a wealth get wealthier, or the rich get richer kind of situation. The winners keep winning. So, you know, there's that ongoing conversation on that subject. We are. I think I'd be more inclined for society to pay for like certain types of degrees, like STEM degrees. We are. I think what irks me is anytime you talk about like maybe a degree that's not quite as valuable. I'm sure if we looked something up, we could find some really useless degrees, like ones that even you would agree sound kind of goofy. But so that's probably where a lot of disagreement comes in. Is like, what exactly is that money buying? Okay, look at that ho-oh. Out of curiosity, would you give the Oxus Rev and Nikke signature a 10 with TCC grading? Oh, for me to hand those 10s out, I'd have to look at them much harsher. My PSA or my TCCG 10 is based off of the PSA 10, so I basically followed their grading style. So if I can confirm that PSA does the upturned curves on those cards, if it gives those a -1, well then that would be 9 with TCCG grading. Okay, so if it's going to be 9 with PSA, it's going to be 9 with me as well. One thing you can ask for though with Carddass grading, if you guys ever want, you can have me give it an A for authentic. The A just stands for, yup, it's real. That's all it stands for. It's just A for authentic. It's like a nice way to display the card and prove that it hasn't been manipulated. And how do I know the card's never been manipulated? Because you were never allowed to touch it. Only I touched it. So as the authenticator, I feel very confident in giving that out. All right. These come right out of booster packs. So, let's see. Really clever, right? This is going to be classic Ho-O. Didn't show up. How about 007? That's 007. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he's about $19. So that's about a $19 card. Eevee. It's an 8. I mean, it's an 8. I'm going to say 15 on the Eevee. And the Oddish 9, huh? Isn't he like 19 or something? Let me see. Oddish Rocket. All right. The A, I know that. Apply that to any TCC graded cards of mine, please. You and I worked out an agreement where I will look over your card, and if it can grade 10, it's going to get a 10. If it's going to get less than a 10, you would like it to say authentic instead. I can actually do that for you. That's something I can do. Here we are. If I see that it's going to grade 9 or 8 or whatever, we'll just say A for authentic. All right, which is not a grade. It's just saying that, yes, this really is the card. Here's Eevee for, what did I say, 15? Let's make it 16. It is an Eevee after all. 16, and this is 19. There we go. So this is another one of those fun gym breaks with 3 smaller slabs in it. 24 plus 16 plus 19, which is exactly $59. So we'll just have this be a $30 break. That's actually smart, NHCC. I can do that for you guys as well. You can set up a rule. I don't know if PSA does stuff like this, but you can set up a rule with me that if it won't get a 10, to turn it into an authentic card. What you can do with PSA, you can do like a grade limit. You can say, don't grade it if it doesn't grade 10. But I don't think that they offer for you to immediately then turn it into an authentic card for the same money that you already sent in. I think you would have to send it back in and say, okay, this time turn it into an authentic. I don't know. Maybe you can set that up with them. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have another round of this. A nice Jolteon there. We have an Iona with 1 person in it. You wouldn't have to give all your 10s a pristine then, since you think all PSA 10s are considered pristines to you. No, I would continue to follow their grading. That's just how it is. Yeah, we made that rule a long time ago. We just follow their grading style. Here's Sven Krill, 1 Life Custom 3 Poke Shuffles. Okay. If they're harsh, TCC grading will be pretty harsh. There it is. Okay. And ultimately, that's because if you decide to regrade a card you graded with me, I wanted to get the same grade with PSA. I don't want it to get a higher grade at PSA, and I don't want it to get a lower grade at PSA. So if I give you a 7, I want PSA to give you a 7. That's my goal when I hand out a grade. 1, 2, 3. Flip this around. 3 cold ones. Mr. Sven. Sven Krill. I'm sorry, man. That sucks, dude. We got Sven Jansen and Sven Krill again. It's fun to see you guys both go in. Okay. Oops. What's this? Oh, it's that new slab, man. God, that feels so good, guys. Guys, this new PSA slab's amazing. I wish all my slabs were in the new heavy slab. It feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels so much more powerful in your hand. It's like, this feels like a toy. So this feels like junk. This feels like it's made out of metal or something, but it clearly it's not metal. Wow, that's pretty amazing. They need to do that to all cards at this point. I mean, they did it to my One Piece slab, so maybe it's that time. Maybe they're at that point where they're starting to use it. You know, because this is not a super rare card or anything. Obviously, it's not a square cut card either. So I think they're starting to send it or use it. Send them for reselling for your personal collection. Someone regraded one of your TCCG slabs with PSA, and it said it translated. Excuse me. My rent portal only shows an amount due of $89. I think someone messed up, or I'm getting free rent. You might want to contact them. Obviously, it would be nice for them to mess up and for you to not have to pay full rent. But I promise they will see it on an accounting sheet, and they will know that you knew something wasn't right and you didn't speak up about it. We are. So I'd tell them, like, this don't look right. Tell me what's going on. And then I'd just pay the normal agreed upon amount. I'd be like, unless you guys want to give me free rent. All right, let's see. So this is considered an alt art. It's in Japanese. Let's say alt. And here it is. I think I found it. Yes, I found it. $60 for this. $60. Cool. Really heavy slab. I love it. Their mistake. I definitely wait till they contact you. There. I was going to say 60. There it is. All right. Raul Mendoza, Topps first movie international, use store credit. So you sent $1 for that. But surprisingly, I only get 50 cents of that dollar. Did you know that? Actually, I think it's about 45 cents that I get. So let's see. It says $79. Oh, okay, perfect. So you're just using the rest of this? Perfect. Perfect. All right. No more thinking about that. Let's go grab this. I was going to explain why I couldn't add $1 onto your store credit, but then I saw what you were doing with it. Ooh, all right. The new mayoral candidate will freeze rent in New York City. I want to see the ops response. Yes. If you take a good and you make it artificially cheap, what happens is there's not enough of it to go around. So even though some people will get cheaper rent, there won't be enough of it for everyone. Here's Trapped Charizard. Ooh. Rents are based off of supply and demand, meaning that rents fluctuate with your income. But if they don't fluctuate with your income, if they're kept artificially low, virtually everyone will be able to afford rent. And what will that result in? It will result in there not being enough places to rent, and everyone's got them rented out to capacity. The other thing the next thing that could occur is the actual landlords can decide that they don't want to rent them at all, or that they want to invest their money in other states. There are states that don't do rent controls. It's the same with like controlling gas prices or controlling groceries. That's why you get this thing called bread lines in places like Russia. It refers to when the government tinkers with the supply and demand pricing, and as a result, people rush to buy the underpriced thing, or they can't price it at a rate that makes sure that there's some in supply. It just all gets gobbled up because there's more than enough money to buy it all. There we are. So there'll be no supply of it. There we are. Very nice. The new headlines didn't go into detail. Price controls always come from a sort of like a righteous desire to help the poor, and they always backfire. They virtually always backfire. Price controls never work. Here's Raul Mendoza. You can't control the cost of goods. It's just not possible. It's not possible to control the cost of goods. You can stop a monopoly, though. So monopoly, you could break up a monopoly. That'd be nice. But the supply and demand of goods is out of the control of the government's hands. And they can do tricks to try and beat it. But those tricks always end up failing in the long run. We are. There we go. There you go. What could work better is helping people move into other great cities other than just New York. If New York doesn't have enough physical land and enough apartments, then for some people, it's best for them to move into a more affordable city. And the country is full of cities. There's cities all over. All right. But the price being too high is a result of over-demand. Chensek Vong, hey, what's up, man? One waifu shuffle, 4 pokey shuffle. You got it. One waifu shuffle, 4 pokey shuffle. From 2018 to 2025, my rent has 2 times in price for the same place. Same with no amenities. Yeah, that sucks, man. 1, 2, 3. And shaboom. Oh, nobody's pulled a waifu shuffle. Here we are. Populism versus practicality. Well, populism... Is price controls considered populism? I just considered price controls to be a centrally controlled economy idea. This idea that the government can force things to be the way it wants them to be, and it never works because money goes where it's treated best. So this is that's the counter argument to price controls. Money goes where it's treated best. So the more you try to control the price on something, like, hey, the farmer who sells strawberries, you have to sell those strawberries at $1 per box. The farmer says, well, I'm not going to grow strawberries then. I'm going to grow blueberries. And whoop, there's no more strawberries anymore. You know what I mean? So that's generally what happens. Okay, you ready? All right. So, for example, if there's price controls on apartments, why would construction companies want to build apartments then? Because apartments they're not going to rent very profitably. And then they're going to say, well, we won't build apartments then. We'll build something else. And since they build something else, there's actually fewer apartments now because they went into some other investment. So ironically, the price controls led to fewer apartments. Very interesting, right? 2, 3. Unintended consequence. 1, 2, 3, 4. They go, we're not building apartments. The government tells us we can't rent them at the market rate. They're telling us we have to rent them at the artificially low government rate. Old maid deoxys. Oh, yeah. Let's get it. There we go. They tried price fixing bread in Canada. The stores have had to pay out $500 million so far. Okay, let's see. The thing is, when you do the price controls, for just a brief moment, it looks like it works. And then all the people who actually work hard on stuff like building apartments, producing bread, they figure out they've been put out of business by the government. They say, I'm not going to make bread. I'm going to make tortillas. And tortillas don't have a price control on them. So now we're a tortilla factory. All right, guys, turn everything into tortillas. So that's exactly what happens. And then there's actually less bread. There's more money for the bread because the bread is so cheap. Everyone's like, yeah, bread's cheap, bro. I'm getting some bread. Look at it, it's cheap. The government said bread shall be a nickel. So everyone's like, I got money for bread, but no one's producing it because they don't want to produce the thing that is artificially cheap. Like, I'm not going to be ripped off by the government. I'm going to go produce bagels. Here we are. That's exactly what happens. Okay. Oh no, there's a bread shortage. How did that happen? There we go. Ooh. Ah. We can never not tax the rich enough. Okay, here's Chen Vong. $5 on the star card, but we don't have a star card. What should the new star card be, I wonder? Let me go get another Mickey slab. Is the Shanks 10 from OP9 still available? I think he is. I don't think anyone bought it. All right, where's a Mickey Mouse card? There we are. Whoa. There's already anti-price gouging laws in the United States that take effect in things like emergencies. I think that makes a lot of sense, price gouging that takes advantage of emergencies. That's a really specific scenario. Like toilet paper, right? Toilet paper, if it's very similar to scalping, isn't it? So if a scalping situation arises, the government can step in and say, no scalping. There we go. Very nice. Very good. All right. So, but you're saying the Canadian government put a price control on bread, really? Let's go see if we can find this. That's so fascinating. There's already anti-price gouge. Okay, so let me go over here. And we are looking for PSA Mickey Mouse 1935. And we want the cheapest one. So just any Mickey Mouse slab. The cheapest one is $80. Okay. That one looks pretty clean. Take a look at it. Let me type in horseshoe as well. Horse dash shoe. Oops. Typed in horseshoe. Oh, here it is. Horseshoe. Okay, so the horseshoe one is $89. Cool. If it's 89, I'm just going to say 90 for simplicity's sake. So 90. And now it's actually going to get cheaper. It's going to be 95 now. I'm sorry, it's going to be 85. All right, here it is. Price controls are like the other side of money printing. You can either force companies to sell their product cheaper, or you can print money and just hand everyone money so that they can buy the same good. But the company always figures this out and goes, oh, we have to change our prices now. It's the same exact idea both times. Government tries to control the economy and it doesn't work. It blows up in your face. That's because a centrally controlled economy is very similar to slavery. There it is. You're not working for yourself. You're just working for the government. And the government wants to be able to tell you how much you can make, what you can produce, how you can produce it. It never works. There we go. There's shortages. People go, I'm not doing that. All right. Sent for PayPal for Shanks. Nice. That Raiju card is lovely, but I already got it in English for cheaper. There we go. Baking your own bread is easy. We used to bake bread when we were kids. We had a grains machine. Here's Lily and Lunala. Here's Gengar. Here's... I don't even know how we started talking about this stuff. How did we started talking about this stuff? I love talking about this stuff. I like talking about markets. Kind of flexing my memorization of the ideas. Testing myself. Here's Ryan Cheddar. Destined Rivals ×5. It's probably very boring, but it's like, this is good stuff to understand, you know. Okay, I have a bag. Ryan Cheddar. You got it, man. Ready? JB, if demand gets too crazy, they send up the National Guard to control stores. Snipping this. Snipping this. Oops, snipping these. Homemade bread is delicious. It is interesting. We are. I think we were talking about, man, I don't remember. What started all that? All that conversation about how price controls work. Somebody did mention price controls on rent in like New York, and I was saying that, you know, price controls will never truly work. I don't know if my link worked, but I posted the Wikipedia for the bread price fixing in Canada that broke the competitive business practice rules. Oh, I see. No, there's YouTube won't let you share links, but that sounds really fascinating. Here we are, Misty's Lapras. We are Misty's Lapras. There we go. Very nice. Here's Neat Arena. All right. But yeah, actually, you know, if you want cheaper bread, the other guy said it right. Just make the bread at home and stop buying the bread from the grocery store. A decrease in the demand will make the grocery store respond with, oh, our price must be too high. We're going to have to lower it. That's what truly works when the demand falls. There you go. Although that also brings us into another funny subject, which is healthcare. That's something people, they can't just say no to. They actually have to have it. So what do you guys think about that subject? Do you think it's a good idea that healthcare is for profit, or should healthcare be more like a utility, like energy? Here it is, a Lapras. Ta-da! Ryan Cheddar. I think you could make a little bit of arguments on both sides. Mr. Ryan. But that's a big one, you know, because we talk about free healthcare and all that stuff, and I get, you know, I'm somewhere split in the middle a little bit on that subject. I think that it should be free to a certain degree. We are. But not too much. There we go. I think it should also be pro, you know, free market capitalism too. Danny, say no more. Ogre Pond. You got it. Mr. Danny, picking up an Ogre Pond. Heck yeah, dude. There it is. Oh. It's Tammy. Hey, what's up, Tammy? Mark Valerian, can I get the Iona break, please? All right, let's see. Oops. Let's see. Mr. Mark. He wants to do this. I think children healthcare should be free. Yeah, see, exactly. Like, I agree with that one right there. I think healthcare for like young people and children makes a lot of sense, because if you look at it from like an investment perspective, the country is just investing in young people who will very likely work for a long time. So doing preventative care for young people and doing like just covering their costs so that they can be healthy and go work, instead of having like maybe major problems like their parents can't afford the healthcare. I think that is not a terrible idea, you know? And it kind of goes along with my perspective about society, that the old should pay for the poor. Shouldn't be the other way around. Not the poor. The old should pay for the young. That's what I meant to say. So the old should pay for the young. I feel like that's the righteous thing. The elderly should be taking care of the young. That's the whole point of being elderly. You take care of the young. We are. But that requires you to be successful somewhat, and so that's part of the problem too. A lot of the situations are, as you age, it's harder to take care of yourself, and if you weren't financially clever your whole life, then whoops, you don't have any money left. So in practice, it doesn't happen. All right, here goes. I feel bad for moms having to pay over $6,000 for baby's birth. Dude, like, how about paying $16,000 to have a baby? Like, what? Crazy. They conspired with other businesses, ensuring a monopoly, allowing them to set the market price. Oh. Yeah, that's crazy, man. All right. Ow. That really hurts. Ready? Mr. Jonathan picking up Zamizenta. Now, he's not the strongest. He's not the worst either. Clam Pearl is the worst. And there is Gyarados. This is going to go to Mark on round 1. Okay. Okay, round 2. Cerulege. 140. And computer search. He's got you. There you go. Togekiss. That's Mark's win for this round, and he's going to take the Iona. Has the Lechonk been found? I have not seen the Lechonk. He's Lechonking about somewhere. All right. Sorry, Mr. Jonathan. Okay. And Mr. Mark catches up by 1. Oops. Kind of made that score a bit longer than the other one, didn't I? All right. I think there's a point where paying for other people's healthcare is considered strictly like an investment. And when it's an investment, what's the excuse not to cover that if it's almost like a utility? Like, do you just let young people not have healthcare? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense from like an investment perspective. Like, the government does stuff like roads, energy, military. To some degree, the government should be in charge of making sure that young people are healthy and fit, because I think that that's also an investment for the country. Here we are. But, you know, if the government is going to pay for people's healthcare, I also think the government should play a role in being able to ban or restrict some extremely unhealthy habits or extremely unhealthy food. So that, you know, that's what I've always said about universal healthcare in America. If we're going to start paying for it as a social good, there should be laws about like maybe like too much sugar, diabetes, you know what I mean? Obesity. There should be rules like that that say, well, we won't allow you to be too unhealthy to yourself. So we're not going to just pay for all your bad choices. You actually have to start making good choices. And I think that like Japan does that. I think the UK does that a little bit. And they don't like literally point a gun at you and say eat less, but they have like programs where they kind of try to push you into eating healthier. Here's James Gower, which sounds like a win-win to me. James Gower, Iona break. Ooh, so maybe I have 2 of the Iona breaks. Do I have another one? I would just need one other Iona. Let me go looking for another Iona. I think people are happier when they're healthier anyways. So if the government kind of prodded you into being healthy, I mean, that can't be too bad. But I think many people would cite that as sort of like an invasion of their freedom and privacy. If the government started taking away things from you that were extremely unhealthy or pushing you toward, you know, being healthy. We are? All right. Very nice. So you're going in there, James Gower, because I just started a new round of this. I happen to have 2 of them, so you're going right in. All right. I remember going walking in Silver Dollar City. It's an amusement park out here in Branson, Missouri. It's really nice, by the way. If you've never been there, I highly recommend it. It's very nice. So Silver Dollar City, it's got a really laid back feeling. The people there, they're like quiet. They're chill. I've been to a number of amusement parks, and they're sometimes really rambunctious. But whatever it is about Silver Dollar City, everyone's just having a good time and relaxing. And but it's shocking because I'd never seen so many obese children in my life. I think times have really changed. Children really are. There's a lot of obesity, and it's really shocking. And obviously, it's our food's gotten too rich. Our food's gotten too delicious. We're too good at food. Let's put it that way. Let's put a positive spin on it. We're too good at food. It's, you can be proud of it, but, we're getting fat. It's not necessarily a healthy thing. Maybe we didn't evolve for that fast enough. You know what I mean? Like humans didn't evolve to have so much delicious, high energy, high calorie food at their cheap disposal. And so it's shocking to go to the amusement park. I'm 36 now. When I was younger and I went to the amusement park, because we did that on occasion, everyone was stick thin. Everyone was super thin. So I've lived through this change in human obesity rates. I've lived through it. I can see it now. The children that they're in like this double wide stroller and the dad is struggling to push them uphill. Like, whew, man, that sticks with you. You don't forget that. You go, what happened? Here we are. We've really changed. Our health has changed. There we go. Very nice. And, you would $20 to your Sabaway. You'll want to talk about providing free health care to society, but also encouraging society to, eat healthier and maybe putting a tax on the companies that cause the most damage to people's health, right? So let's say the Skittles company is one of the companies doing the most damage to people's health. Maybe there should actually be a higher tax on those Skittles to help the government compensate for all the people that will need the free health care later. See what I'm saying? I'm a fatty McFat and live in Sweden. I had to pay $15 for a gastric bypass surgery. Wow, that's a very interesting story. Thanks for sharing that with us. Yeah, I'm a little chubby myself. I'm out of shape. I think a lot of card collectors are, by the way. You ever go to a card shop? I think maybe it's inherent to sitting around collecting cards and playing video games. Maybe then you snack on your Skittles, literally. But yeah, so, but I'd never seen so many children be that overweight. I'd always seen adults that are kind of fat, you know what I mean? Although I think it's gotten worse over time. But the children at such a young age, how can they be so heavy? Because children have so much energy and they go out and they run and all that. But maybe all that's over now. I don't know. Maybe kids play video games and eat candy. I don't know. It's got to be some pancakes or something. Mr. Raul Mendoza, $6 to pre-grade the Top Sard and the Bulbasaur. Ooh, all right. We're all fat. Well, it's like almost 50% of adults now, isn't it? It's some huge number. So 1 out of 2 people are. It's pretty close to that number. And so I remember talking about this during COVID. We were talking about, how fast the government worked and how hard the government worked to help us during COVID with a vaccine and all these other things. And yet we have this other crisis going on with, obesity, and we're not really solving that one quite as fast. Okay, let's see, Bulbasaur. It doesn't seem to be as big of a priority. Oh, the Bulbasaur is also a Topps card. You got it. He went into here. All right. I had to have lower back issues. I had bad lower back issues and had to lose weight and do more core. Nice. Was that gold? Yeah, we sell gold pamps. 1 gram gold pamp. $165. Talking about... Oh, I thought it was in here for some reason. Talking about your weight is a very sensitive topic for people. But for me, it's not about self-esteem. It's not about fat shaming or any of that kind of stuff. It's just about health, We want to be a healthy society. I think it's hard for people to talk about the subject sometimes because it's so, kind of makes them feel straight up attacked, right? We are. Kind of a curvy corner on this side. I don't want to attack anyone or shame them for being out of shape. I'm a little out of shape, so I definitely get it. You are. It's like a struggle. Yeah, so for the Bulbasaur, you can see that the corner has a curve in it. And so for the Bulbasaur, we're expecting at least a 9. And so it could be worse than a 9, but we're expecting at least a 9. Put a 9 right there. There it is. We're going to be like the human forms of Wall-E. Wall-E was pretty clever, wasn't it? Because it's almost like it predicted what was going to happen to us. It showed humans sitting in comfortable chairs, in comfortable clothing, drinking drinks, and watching things on their television screen. And all the humans were obese. And of course, the planet was trashed. And then Wall-E was tasked with cleaning up the planet. Ooh, if we could just grab this out. You know, I hate top loaders, man. I started offering top loaders to people just to help them because people were requesting them. I hate top loaders. I really feel like they suck. There we go. All right. Very nice. Top loaders literally make it harder to extract your cards. Okay, let's see this. You got a nice card here. Okay. It's pretty close. I would definitely send this one in. There's just this one thing on the back of the card I noted. About right there. It's like an indentation right there. I don't know how they'll treat that. I notice it's kind of hard to see on the camera. I can see it with my human eye really well. But they might ignore that. So you never know how they treat stuff like that. Because sometimes I think they treat it like it's a problem. Sometimes I think they treat it like it's, you know, part of the card. Okay. There it is. But the Bulbasaur is going to be a no. Oh, and so I will treat this as a 10 minus. There it is. It's definitely leaning toward a 10. Okay. Can you toss the Bulbasaur in a top loader? I'll send for it. Go ahead and have a free top loader for me, or with me. Here you go, Mr. Raoul. You want him in a top loader? I'll do that for you as a gift. There you go. But this one, he'll definitely be a 9 or worse. All right, thank you so much. Let's get this put away. And we'll get these put away. I was working on the PSA submission today. Man, PSA submissions take so much time. They all do. Here we are. Very nice. And this goes back over here. All right. Very cool. Victor Kokiko. He says 5 Destined Rivals. You got it. 5 Destined Rivals. Tossing that. Snipping these. I got to count how many cases of Destined Rivals actually arrived because I realized I didn't actually confirm that I received all of the ones that I ordered. So I'm wondering if they sent me enough. So guys, I need a new booster box of Destined Rivals. I'll be right back. I got to dig it up, okay? I think I got 6 cases. Let me make sure I was supposed to get 6. It's looking like I got 6 cases. I got 6 cases and 2 more cases on the way. So let me just see. Destined. Yep, Okay, cool. Well, I like this set a lot, guys. I'm not going to lie. I like Destined Rivals a lot. I kind of wish I wasn't saving up to move. I'd buy a lot more of them. Okay. Grabbing these. I pulled Cynthia Garchomp. There we go. Very nice. That Ponyta's pretty chill, huh? Snipping this. Snipping this. Okay. Sent in for grading for the top starred tag grading. Aw, yeah. Sounds great, man. Hope they give it a 10. Here's Metagross. Here's Hydrapple. Here's Ethan's Pinsir. By the way, if you guys ever don't want the holos from this set, let me know. I would love to have them as a donation. I just remind that every time. We are. All right. By default, I give them to you, so you don't have to worry about that. I do, by default, just put them in your bag. Here we are. I usually don't care about holos, but I like this set. Placing that over there. Okay. And now we have 6 live custom waifu shuffle. Good luck, Miss 6. Let's see what you got. 1 live custom. 1 cold live custom. Oof. How about the waifu shuffle, though? That might get lucky. Let's see if you get lucky in here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Flip. Ah, no luck. There it is. Jeff, Arthur. Well, blank. Brother, Jen. I guess that's a good problem to have. Brother, what? Sent in for grading with the top sard. Let's get a little rotation going on. Here's Larvitar 8. Wait, do we not have another one of those big slab? Oh, here it is. It's right here. So this is another round of 3 slabs for break for 30 bucks. That's another gym challenge. I'm sorry, gym break. All right, and and the Iona. So that's the other one, the Iona. Good. Houndoom. This one came back in the recent submission. Look at that. PSA 10 Houndoom. Dark Houndoom from Rocket Returns. That one's very good. I like that one. Ace of Spades. Evan Agic. Hey, it's Wild Beer. Shanks English 10. Let's go find that. All right, we got you. Let's see. Wild Beer. Yaha. Okay, very nice. Wow, that's really not too expensive. Oh, I'm going to give you Wild Beer on here. Thank you, sir. No problem. Might have 1 or 2 more One Piece cards that came back. Yeah, I can see another one from here. There you go. Ta-da! What's interesting about this card is I didn't really open One Piece, so this must have come from someone's bag that they sold to me, or it was a donation, or an expired bag. One of those 3 things. This one's from 2023, see, so this might have been an expired bag. Whoa, this is crazy. So it almost looks like the new sleeves, or it almost looks like the new slabs put your card in a sleeve now. There's like a distortion to it. It's crazy. Crazy, dude. That's so heavy. So that's Roronoa Zoro. 2023 OP6. Has the Nami manga arrived yet? It did. It's in my car, I think. It was in my mailbox. The stupid mailman delivered it to my mailbox. You reminded me of that. I picked it up out of the mailbox today. It's sitting in my car, I think. I need to get that. I don't need to do it now. I'll wake up Kara. She's sitting in the family room. She'll be like, who's that? So I'm going to leave her alone. I forgot to bring it in. You are? All right. So, Roronoro Zoro. What a name. This card is... I want the cheapest one, of course. $40, it looks like. It looks like it's $44. I'll do 40. Okay. One of the cards is worth 900 in the Japanese market, non-graded. Oh, yeah? What is he talking about? I have wiped off my makeup and taken off the shoes and starfishing in bed. I'm so tired. Starfishing? What? I think I've heard that one. All right. We have an order, Mr. NHCC, BGS, the water slide waifu, and TCC grade, plus QR, the Misty's Lapras from Sarah. QR. Do I want to continue doing that? Do I have that QR channel open? Let's see. QRs were a fun part of it. Let me click on this. Let me mark this on red and click on this. And then we're going to go over here to timestamps for QR. I mean, it looks like I still got it. Yep, so I think I will. All right, let's go grab your stuff. Did I put it over here? What's starfishing? It is. You don't want to know. Okay. BGS water slide waifu. And then you want a TCCG grading on Misty's Lapras. Here it is, Misty's Lapras. All right. Thank you. Slip this here. I'll grab this. Now, we don't want to try and influence the BGS grader at all, so I'm going to peel this sleeve off, give it a fresh sleeve. If we write 10 on the sleeve, maybe they'll grade it harsher, because they'll be like, it's actually a 9. I'll show them, so I don't want to do that. Okay, we'll just write BGS on it, which that shouldn't cause any problems. And then we'll write NHCC up here. Good. Wrong one. What? This isn't the water slide one? I mean, it said 10 BGS on it. Wrong Lapras. Oh, wrong Lapras. Okay, that's a bit confusing. Misty's Lapras from Sarah. Oh, because that one's Japanese. Yes, that makes sense. Let's see, is it even in this bag? Might not be in this bag. I bet you I didn't put it in here because I didn't consider it a big hit or anything. That's cool. Yeah, like we could encapsulate a card like this and give it a grade of A. A for authentic. Look at that War Machine. I bet that would look really cool in a slab, actually. That one, I can see right off the front of it that it's not going to grade 10. Okay. Throw this away. So we got this part right. And now let's grab your box here. Because what we're looking for might be in one of these bags. Okay. You left it with the TR's Nidoking. Okay, there's Team Rocket Nidoking. Ah, there it is. All right. Very nice. And over here, War Machine, definitely not a 10 though. Yeah, that one's off center as well. Ow, that really hurts, dude. Keeps lifting my skin there. NHCC TCC A. QR. Okay. I'm going to write the date down too. We want to know the date. So this was 6/1/25. This helps me understand how long you waited. From now on, the wait times on encapsulation are going to come way down. Once I get, there's just a couple cards for Mr. NHCC and Christopher Houghton, just a couple cards. Wait times on TCC grading are going to be like a week or less. They're going to be real short. All right. So now we have Mr. Mark Valerian. Can I get 6 for the Pokemon Paldean Fates? 6 Paldean Fates. That's a lot. So I don't think I have enough of those in here to cover that. Let's just see. Do I? Maybe I do. That'd be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I totally do. I take it back. All right. Lovely. I'm just enjoying the stream. Tell me, guys, what's your favorite part of the stream that we do? Is there something in the stream you like more than something else? You are? What do you like that we do so that we do more of it? And what don't you like so that we do less of it? What's the most boring part of the stream where you're tempted to go do something else or click off the stream? Here's Noibat. Look at that Noibat. When I win a manga break. Yeah. So being in a break's really fun. Here's Espartha. Whoa. Put a little Pikachu reverse holo there, huh? How's he looking? Put him in a nice little sleeve for you. Here's a Swiggity Swooty Bat. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Opening random packs I've never seen. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the jumbo pack breaks, right? Those are actually really fun, the jumbo pack break. I thought about calling them like a God pack break, but I feel like people would disagree with the way I'm using the term. That's nice. And Smoliv. Dude, Smoliv is such an incredibly cute Pokemon. It's sad that they turn it into such an ugly, like, tree Pokemon. There we go. Very nice. All right. Very good. When you don't talk about an interesting topic, respect your opinion. When you don't talk, do you mean like the stream is more interesting when we do talk about something? We are. Like, am I reading that right? That's not bad, actually. You got 2 shinies and this Spartha out of there. There you go, Mr. Mark. Okay, Mr. Mark. Should be ass pack break assorted. What? We are. All right, all right. It helps to understand the way money works. It helps you in life. And I think of much of life as just like you're trying to optimize how much money you make and where you get to live before you're dead, and that's it. You know? Like, for example, let's say I worked very, 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 very hard all the way up to the day I died, and I never spent any of my money on anything nice. It'd be like, what was the point of that? So I think people make a certain amount of money over their lifetime, and you're just trying to optimize to do that. Well, anyway, so in the pursuit of trying to optimize that, and that's my favorite word these days, optimize. In the course of trying to figure that all out, you end up having to learn, like, what does money do? How does it work? And that covers a large span of subjects like psychology to a certain degree, economics, which that's how it dips into psychology. It dips into, like, you know, like systems and governments and all this other stuff. You end up having to think about how that stuff works. And that's how you make good predictions, too, because that's what makes you wealthy, is making a good prediction. Yeah, working your job, 9-to-5 job, that never really makes you super wealthy. Unless you take all that money and invest it in the best investment, that does make you wealthy. So that's the tricky part about it. But then what's a good investment? Like, how do you know what to buy? Jeff Bezos was like a guy placing a bet. He was saying, I should make Amazon because it's going to do really well in the future. So he was placing a bet. He was gambling. Raul for tag for the top Zard and 1 Destined Rivals pack. You got it. All right. Sometimes I buy the pack. Sometimes I listen to it as a podcast. We are. Ooh, Flaffy Blaziken. Ooh. Very nice. Let's see. grab this. And we're looking for Topps, Zard, and Destined Rivals. Let's grab that Topps Zard. Oops, come on now. There he is. I like Mr.'s voice. Sometimes I buy packs, but sometimes I listen. Here's this. All right. I like to think of money as energy. And money is like a measure of human energy. It represents like a unit of human energy. Right? Like, what do you buy with money? You buy products, you buy services, you buy land, and all those things are like just a reflection of like humanity. So it's a measure of our activities. And a wealthy person is somebody who owns a lot of money, which is kind of like owning a lot of people's energy. So he can pay a lot of people to do things for him now. And being able to start out with very little money and end with a lot of money is very tricky in this world. Super, super tricky. It's like a magic trick. Give me your money and I'll double it. That's like a magic trick. But being able to do that isn't truly magic. It's if somebody can reliably do that, take your money and double it, that guy's like he's found some very good secret. Yes, and he is probably running with it. Here we go. Ooh, Mr. Mime. Give me your money and I'll double it. All right, here we are. Okay. Mime 013. Yeah, money and economics and all that stuff is like endlessly interesting for me. There we go. Casinos are fun too, because there's no real labor done in a casino. That's the place you go to just literally roll dice and see who gets to have all the money now. Yeah. All right. Okay. Next up, we have Mr. Winston Lee. He needs 2 live customs. All right, don't go anywhere, guys. Oops. I drank a lot of water. I'm going to go take a whiz. I'll be right back. I'm going to go drain the one-eyed lizard. I'll be right back. All right. Now I have fresh pee-pee hands. Whew. Haha, deleting my message now. Okay, I'm back. Did I win? I did win that Mankey. Oh, we don't have a giveaway for tonight. 1. Oh, man, look at that, Winston. 2. Winston keeps getting lucky. All right. Good. Soup. Giratina. Oh, that might be good. What is that going to be? Oh, look at that. That is good. Okay. So that's vintage Giratina. You want to take a quick look? Wow. Beautiful card, man. 2008. Mr. Winston Lee. Here's Luke Laurie. $15 slab away store credit used for 4 Star Wars Family Guy. Okay, Luke Laurie. We should make that jumbo pack like right now. $15 to slab away. This is a bit loud now, isn't it? Let me turn this back down. That's too low. By the way, what's this? All right, good. So let me jump over here to slab away and find Luke Laurie. 380 minus 15 is what? 365? And 4 Star Wars Family Guy packs. You got it. Star Wars Family Guy. Those are pretty fun, huh? Let's open Destined Rivals. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Yeah, let's open Destined Rivals. Well, you know, we do have this box break ongoing for the Destined Rivals. It's a $40 box break. 1 in 9 odds. $40. And here it is. 3 people deep. So 6 people are needed. Of course, a lot of people have already lost some money in that box battle, so they might be feeling a little burnt out from it, which I can totally understand. You know, you might be better off just opening loose booster packs. You can always just open loose booster packs. Some people find the thrill of pulling the entire box more satisfying, but then again, only one person does that. 8 people miss. So, all right. Can we keep it sealed? Yes, that's another advantage to the box battle. You can leave instructions to leave it sealed. So when you order your spot, just tell me that you want it sealed, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll write that down on your energy card. Okay, here it is. Ready? Ha ha, wee wee. Recording a message, going in. Ooh, see that? Trying to slide away. All right, here it is. Blockade Runner. You know what's weird about the Blockade Runner? It's not like a joke. It actually just looks like the Blockade Runner. So funny, dude. Look at that. Spaceships and transporters. Okay. The battle begins. Definitely get Tauros, Blasty, and Houndoom tatted. Alright, alright, alright. And black and white or colored for the pokey tats. Here's the ship. Lightsaber drawn. Whoa. What happens next? All right, look at that. All right. I've got my order for the... oops. Create your own Family Guy space scene. Oh, yeah, cool. All right, there we are. I've got an order for the black and white Pokemon cards. So I'm excited for those to come out. Here's, still ripping these wrong. TIE Fighter. Oh, man, you need a logo card to show up. The Rescue. Very nice. Yeah, there's a holographic logo card and you haven't pulled it, and that's like the best card in this set. And it's not like a super rare pull, it's just like a standard holo pull. So it just hasn't shown up yet. Okay, what do we have here? New. Obi-Wan. Oh, another piece of the puzzle. Cool. Rebels, Princess Leia. Okay, cool. Very nice. Setting up there. Okay. Ooh. Put that there. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ooh. Wow, man, we got a lot going on in these streams. I was just telling my wife what a great job this stream has been. What a great, what's the word I'm looking for? how successful the recent streams have been. We've had a lot of success these last couple streams. Mr. Luke Laurie, these last couple of weeks, I should say. I don't know what it is. Things just got really good for some reason. It must be all the excitement for Destined Rivals, or maybe we got something working for us that's really working. I don't know. We have this great combination of breaks and booster packs, and it is very fun right now. I have so much fun hosting these streams. We are? Okay. Well, look at this. We might actually have a slow minute. Here's Samantha Rodriguez, Mr. Mime Slab. Here you go, Samantha. Rodriguez. What's cool about this card is that it's so sparkly and beautiful looking, and yet so affordable. There it goes. Very nice. Do the Ren and Stimpy cards have numbered cards? I don't think so, but they have an awful lot of hollows, and they look really cool that way. All right, so we've got a minute. Let's work on a jumbo pack. So, jumbo pack time. Well, for the jumbo pack, you got to have a pack of Team Rocket, and you got to have a pack of Destined Rivals. You've just got to. That's the popular stuff right now. So those are going in. And now it's all about opening weird stuff, right? Weird stuff that you don't get to see very often. How about a pack of the Weiss Pixar, a pack of the Weiss Blau. Ooh, this one's really expensive. I don't think we could do this one. I forgot I had these. The Topps Chrome 100. But here is Disney Carddass. Those are fun. Those are really cheap too. Let's grab a... I like opening these packs that are not actually on the menu. Ooh, what's this? We got one of these. And we got one of these. So I like those. Those aren't even on the menu. The Carddass lady. That's fun. Petty Pata. Okay. We got to do another pack of this GI Joe. I haven't seen a hit come out of these GI Joes. I think the GI Joe hits are actually hollows. And they're only $15. So, ooh, let's get the OP12 because that set's brand new. So one pack of OP12. Who knows? You might pull something. Let's see. Stuff that gets you guys all excited, maybe. Let's see. The Blue Sky Stream is really cheap and gives you a chance for a major Rayquaza pull. I actually think that that's a super good one. And stuff that we don't see very often. How about... Ooh, these are cool. We don't see these very often because they're also not on the menu. One pack of this. And if we could, one pack of this. All right. And I really like the Blockbuster Mewtwo promo. This is a $17 promo that I sell. Although I forget to advertise that I sell this. But I love just placing this here. So making that a guaranteed pull. And what is this? Is this Blue Eyes? Here's a Blue Eyes pack. That's fun. You might pull the Blue Eyes White Dragon, maybe? Oh, the Mario cards got really cheap. So I like these Mario cards because they're kind of a deal right now. So there's a Mario pack. And, you know, just one of those old set cards. What else we got? Steam Siege, maybe? I think Steam Siege is too expensive, though. But let's keep that up there for the moment. And I don't know what else. Metazoo Nightfall. Ooh, how about Metazoo Hello Kitty? I think the Metazoo Hello Kitty is actually really popular. I actually might stock up on that one because I just sell those all the time. And we actually have the standard Hello Kitty too. Where did that go? Where's standard Hello Kitty? I don't even see it. Where'd Weiss Hello Kitty go? Where the hell is Weiss Hello Kitty? No, I don't see it. All right, let me have a sip of my drink. Do you still sell top singles? No, I took that down. We weren't out of them. We weren't out of the Weiss singles, but there was a problem where no one was buying them. Not Weiss singles, top singles. No one was buying them, so... All right, let's start pricing these up. That's part of the fun of this, is we price them up so you see what these cost. Now, we know this one is $17. Okay, so anyone can buy this right now at $17. Those box toppers. And let's jump over to our menu. So Metazoo, I think Metazoo is on the extended menu. Is that right? Metazoo on the extended menu? Yes. Nightfall is 2.5. 2.5. Very cheap. Nintendo Game Pack. This is one of my favorite items on the menu, but we are going to start getting rid of some of this because I have a lot of it. Nintendo Game Pack, $5. That's a very good price for these. Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue Eyes. That's going to be the extended menu now. Blue Eyes is 8.5, so that's actually pretty pricey. 8.5. I don't have a price for these 2 packs because these aren't on the menu and they're older sets. I really don't remember what they were worth, but I think it was something like, I can't remember, maybe like 7, and maybe this one was pricier. I thought it was like 10 or something. I actually can't remember on these, so those are made up. We know this guy's 3. This guy's 4. Okay, that's easy. Is this on the menu? This isn't on the menu, right? Lost Origin? I don't think that's on the menu. Let's make it 5. So, Lost Abyss, 5. We know GI Joe's 15. This was not a popular set. Let's make this $3. And we know this is $10. That's Tag Team Thai Language. All right, I can't remember all these. Steam Siege has no price because it's not on the menu. We know these, though. This one's 6. Okay. And this one is 9. Good. Would you do a themed jumbo pack break? We could. Yeah, we could do all kinds of stuff with it. It's just a fun idea. All right, Disney. We got the Disney menu open. So this Disney Blau is as cheap as $4. And then Carddass Disney is really, really cheap. It's just $3. Did you guys know that Carddass Disney can pull a Steamboat Willie like this? See that Steamboat Willie? That comes out of here. All right. And then Pixar, that's in the on sale menu. Pixar's $4. Okay, cool. Carddass is also in that menu. This is Carddass Nikke, $2.75, which is very confusing. I don't like that at all. And now Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Harry Potter. This is not under other. KU Karuto. KU, oh, there it is, $5. All right. I got to remember that. That one's $5. I could write $5 on the box that this comes out of. That would solve everything. A Metazoo. Metazoo's not expensive, right? Hello Kitty Metazoo is $3. Pretty good. And now we just have the Steam Siege left to price. Steam Siege. I say we keep the Steam Siege in the break, but we need to know that it's not like $45. Steam Siege booster box. Now this came straight out of a booster box. Oh my dear God. Wow. So expensive now. It looks like the pack will only be $25 though. So okay, not bad. Okay. That's not as bad as I thought. Wow, man. Those XY ear cards, they're getting so crazy expensive. Need more KU sets. You like KU? KU's interesting. I'm not closed-minded to it. $4, $9, $6, $10, $3, $15, $5, $4. Oops, I dropped my phone. $3, $7. Oops, not 77. Okay, and then we have this set whose name I can't even remember. Plus 8.5, plus 5, plus 2.5, plus 17 for the Mew, 2, and 25. Comes out to 151. I had a hunch we were close to 160. We're trying to get to 160. So we have $9 left. $9 left to have some fun, huh? $9 left to have fun. What's the most fun we can have with $9? I mean, I could just toss another English Pokemon card pack on top. We could, oh, I know. Here, I'll grab one of these new Animal Crossing sets. So we'll be over $160 with this. So this is like $161. There it is. Okay, that's the new jumbo pack. Now, the fun part is this is 1 in 4, and one of the spots is already taken. Miss Beatrice has already taken it. Okay. That's a pretty cool one. I try to pick really fun sets this time. Instead of it being purely random, I try to pick the sets that I thought looked kind of fun and cheap. Okay. Journey Together. Okay. These are fun because if you happen to get pulled, you get to open all these packs and you usually end up with some stuff. You end up with like a whole thick bag of cards. There it is. These pack makers be crossing some lines here. The Animal Crossing cards are very special because they're not just collectible cards, they're amiibos. And so if you have the card, you can actually put the amiibo into your game with just the card by scanning it. So they have they have two values, both as a collectible and as a part of the game. Speaking of which, that's true with those McDonald's Minecraft cards. What did I wonder what those go for now, because I bought a sealed case of that and I never sold it. McDonald's Minecraft sealed case. Did those get more expensive or less expensive? I can't tell. Am I weird for not knowing Animal Crossing? All right. So now we have done that. Let's go ahead and grab this. NHCC says, add another Blockbuster promo to my bag. We can do that. Yes, one day we'll be out of these. All right. So let's grab your bag. And we'll pop this guy in there. And there he goes. Okay. Just get some real animals. What? And now we're out of orders. Look at that. We are all out of orders. We got the jumbo pack break made, and we're all out of orders. So what does that mean? That means I can work on picking my nose now. No. What it really means is I can work on this as much as I want. Man, I'm tired, though. I'm so tired. Let me have a sip of my drink again. I'm ready for that weekend break, man. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh my God, this card looks so good, dude. Can't believe how good that looks. That card's off center. They gave that a 10. I can see it. I can visibly see it's off center. PSA 10. 112. Magneton. Okay. All right, so 30 buckaroos. Oh. Why play Schedule 1 if you can do the same stuff in real life? Then why play FIFA? What? Is he talking about Animal Crossing? Is he asking why play Animal Crossing? Let's see. Let's see. All right. Minecraft's not about not Minecraft. Animal Crossing is not about the animals. Animal Crossing is basically about decorating things. Okay. You know what? I'm just putting this in the Poke Shuffle. That's a $30 card. We're putting it in for $35 because one of those $5 is going to go toward the star card. Get some hobbies. You're talking to adults who collect Pokemon cards, bro. This is our hobbies. 112, Magneton. This is the hobbies that you are speaking of. Helldivers 2 and spread some democracy. All right. No, but I've played Animal Crossing twice now. It does get pretty repetitive and boring. My wife bought it because, you know, it's very calming, it's relaxing, it's very cutesy-wootsy. And she played it for a little while, and we actually played it together for a little while. And it does get really repetitive fast. My perspective on Animal Crossing is that it's like worse Minecraft. Like, you're much better off just playing some Minecraft. Animal Crossing will be like, oh, go pick these cherries for the 100th time, and now you can pay your house off or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? What am I playing? Okay. Neo 2 Houndoom Hollow Japanese. Neo 2, huh? I know what you're talking about. I might have one of those, but it would only be available as a break, not as a... it would not be available for sale that way. All right, let's see. So, now we need another one. God, they're all priced at a low price, or they're all graded at a low grade. Terrible grades. Stop. Let's see. Let's grab this. Oh yeah, we are rocking with Team Rocket. This was supposed to grade 10. Rocket's mission, it got a 9, dude. Dude, this grading was the harshest grading of my life, dude. Why would they grade it this harsh? It's crazy. Whoa, my lights flickered. I sent an order, says 6. Wait, what? I want to service 6's order. That sounds fun. Rocket's mission. Okay, it's a cool Team Rocket card, but it failed to get the 10. If it did get the 10, I would have sold it for so much. But as a 9, we're just giving it up. Okay. Let me hit refresh. Playing COD with the overseas kid is not where it's at. Well, then where is it at? Oops. Still no LeChunk. Still don't see the LeChunk. He must be at the bottom of one of the piles. 2 Naruto KU, 2 solo leveling, 1 My Little Pony base, 1 waifu shuffle, new bag. Ooh, the waifu shuffle. All right, let's go grab that waifu shuffle. We'll start there. All right. 6 playing with some cards that are going to be very hard to find. Because I do not know where I keep most of those. Okay. Zoop. Ah, no luck. Look at that strap running between her titties. That's crazy. Now, 2 Naruto Kaiju. I know there is such a thing as Naruto Kaiju. Where it's kept is another story. I've got no clue. Let's start digging around. Maybe it will be found very quickly. That would be nice. Ooh, what are these? Oh, these are just like Halo packs that fell out of the Halo box. What the hell? Where's the Halo box? Ah, there it is. Get back in there. Okay. There's some Hello Kitty. Now, if I recalled, we had Naruto KU was just sitting over here. So it should just be over here. Ah, you forgot the Naruto SpongeBob. This is like a full steel box of Spy Family. That's out of here. No one's even buying Spy Family anymore. That one, this one doesn't need to be here either. All right, so those are gone. Let's see. There's a whole sealed box of Hello Kitty. Here's that. Okay, so I think we're discovering that the Naruto KU is not being kept over here for some reason. Naruto KU, where could I be hiding it? The most hidden card set, most likely. When's the last time anyone bought Naruto KU? Let's lift this whole box up. Okay, so we're also looking for My Little Pony base set too while we do this. Okay. Not in this box. I think I'll set this off to the side. We'll drag another box out. 6 is asking for the most hidden sets. I can't even remember last time I saw the KUs. Naruto KUs. Okay, what's this? Nintendo tattoos. Oh, the My Little Pony box is empty. Uh-oh. There's Super Mario. So we got Super Mario here. So now I know that we're not going to find My Little Ponies there. We'll try this last box with the pricey slabs in it. Found some Mario in there, didn't we? All right. We got some big Yu-Gi-Oh packs. Those would be interesting in a jumbo pack break. Another box of the SpongeBob. Oh my God. Well, this is no good. Where could we have put the Narutos? This is the last box it could be in. Is this it? Ah, that's Ren and Stimpy. Whew. Just curious what we even had in here. I got Darkness Ablaze back here. I gotta sell this Darkness Ablaze. That'd be really fun. Okay, Darkness Ablaze. More of these Yu-Gi-Oh tins. All right, I could not find the Kaijus at all. The not Yu-Gi-Ohs, Narutos. What is this? Oh, that's a Playboy pack. That was fun. Let me grab this last box and put it in there. Now I know there's nothing much in those boxes down there. I haven't pulled all those boxes out in a long time. All right. I'm going to have to leave the room and go looking for Naruto KU and My Little Pony. And how about that solo leveling? Here's 2 packs of solo leveling. So at least we got that part done, huh? Jesus, man. I'm going to take this SpongeBob back out of the room. There's no reason to have it. I don't think KU would be on this side, so I'll be back. All right, here I am. Whew. Is that Dark Helm Doom holographic? No, he is not. Okay, we got our KU Naruto. Tossing that over here. All right. 2 packs of this. Naruto. And a fresh box of My Little Ponies. Gosh, dude. Okay. 1 My Little Pony. There it goes. Perfect. All right. Whew. It was only a couple packs, but I had a terrible time finding these. There we go. The My Little Ponies and the Narutos are some of the least purchased packs in the store. Snip that. All right, let's give it a try. Ready? Okay, you got Pony 1, Pony 2, Pony 3. Okay, I can't say that guy's name because I don't know how to pronounce it. A Hutzl. All right, My Little Pony. Good. The My Little Ponies got really expensive every time. Oops. Soul leveling sticking together. Yujin Ho. Lovely. And here's a little Commander Knight. Here's a little Sungjin Woo. Cold pack. All right, that's cold pack Mystics. And here's... Oh. Ooh, that guy's got some spines sticking out of him. That looks like it's out of a scary movie, man. All right, cool. That's pack number 1. I believe the hit is actually this card right here, isn't it? Okay. So Spiny Guy, ultra rare. And PSA grades KUs. All right. A little too close to her comfort. SSR. You got this reverse thing. Cool. There you have it. All right. Very nice. Let's leave this. PSA grades them. Very good. And there we have it. Miss 6. New bag. Do you think the Pokemon market will crash one of these days? Sort of. Yeah, I think it'll crash in certain ways. Here's Miss 6. Like, I don't think it can all go up like infinitely to the moon. Like most of you guys, it just can't do that. It's not gonna like double. It's not gonna do that. It is. It takes time, you know. I think there's like any asset class. I think there's like market cycles where people get kind of bored with it, or they feel like, well, this can't go any higher than this. Here's Mark. Can I get the Ponyta Slab? The Ponyta Slab. Yes. I think there's, you know, cycles where it's like people run out of money, so there's no way to push the price up any higher. And when the prices can't get pushed up any higher, people go, oh, I don't know if I want to own this. It's not going up in price. There it is, Mr. Mark. Very nice. Do, 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 do. I love this song that's playing. Oh, man, isn't that a pity? This got a 9. I can't believe this got a 9, dude. Dude, this one feels so close to a 10, to be honest. Man, that one feels like it's worth... It feels like it's worth cracking and retesting. I don't know. All right. Interesting, but who makes it fluctuate? Is it us? Yeah, it's consumer sentiment over time. Like, let's say every Dick and Jane is spending every last dollar of their money buying up Pokemon slabs, and then one day they look at themselves and they go, oh my God, we got so much Pokemon, when what I really want is a new motorcycle or something like that. So then they go, what am I doing with these? I'm going to sell them. So they start selling, and a couple more guys experience that, and they start selling, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of people are selling, and all those extra slabs on the market start causing like a market downturn. Now you got all these people who are like, I'm a savvy investor, but they see their slab going down month over month, and they go, oh my God, this is the bad slab. I need to get out of it and buy something else that's going up, right? And then they sell theirs, and that causes a bigger market turn, and then, you know, it's like a downward spiral and all that. And downward spirals, big crashes, those are for people who really believe that the cards will hold value and go up in value ultimately. Market crashes are great for just people like that. And, you know, if you think you'd rather have stocks, then go buy stocks. If you think you'd rather have real estate, go buy real estate. But I really like Pokemon cards myself, and they've done very well for me. All right, Mr. Raul Mendoza is back. He says 1 PRB Japanese, 1 waifu shuffle, 2 Poke Shuffles. Now, when you say 1 PRB Japanese, are you talking about a whole box of them? Is that the deal? Here it is. I like to see the Pokemon cards like the art market. Sure, that's fine. I think he means a whole box of these. Then all the people start panic selling. Sure. People start panic selling. That is correct. This collection boxes and booster boxes are going up right now, but I'm a slab guy because boxes take up too much space. Yeah, everything goes up, man. Everything goes up. Tossing that. All right, let's get this started. So 1 waifu shuffle, 2 Poke Shuffles after this. Snipping this. Time for some McDonald's Pokemon cards. Snipping this. All right, and snipping this. Very nice. Oh. Okay. Lovely. Oh, very good. Is this a full art? This is actually a textured card. Yes, it appears to be a textured card. Ooh, you would not expect that one. That one looks really subtle. All right, textured card. All right. You know how to do. Karis and I ought to go on like a poverty sort of like eating schedule where we eat very, 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 very cheap until we have enough money saved up for that movement. So we ought to like ban going out to eat. Okay, here's Shanks. Ooh. All right, lovely. Tossing this. Oh, crazy thing. Wow, I like crazy thing. What would you eat though? So we would eat like foods that are delicious but cooked at home and very cheap. Potatoes, carrots, cabbage, just that kind of stuff. Didn't miss any, did I? Good. Can't be missing any. Okay. You know, because we like to go out to eat. We like to, that's one of our things that we do. We like to go out to eat together. Gets us out of the house, stops us from going crazy. Okay. All right. Okay. Lovely. Pop this guy over here. There's your full art Dawn card. Just the Dawn card in that pack. Mr. Ooh, we're always looking for the manga full art to come out. So when he's opening this box, he's got a chance for that manga, everybody. That's what he's trying to pull, those big, expensive manga cards. All right. Okay. No going out to eat for a whole month. What do you think? There you go. Very nice. All right. Wonder how much money we'd save if we actually did that. Well, I think it's more complex than that. It can't just be no going out to eat for a month. It also has to be only eating cheap foods too. All right, set that there. It's hard, but possible. We had to do an analysis of how much money we spend on food every day and then see what we can actually turn that into if we were more strict with ourselves. Now, you've got a little more to your order, but first let's create a secondary baggie for this. Like Karis and I today actually drove out to Springfield to get like Golden Corral for dinner, which she mentioned that. She wanted to do that. She enjoyed it. I took her out there for her birthday, and she enjoyed it so much she wanted me to do it again. And so I drove her out there, and yeah, I'm just thinking on that. The cost of the meal, the cost of the gas, you add that all up, and it's like, we could have just had ramen noodle at home, right? All right, I have 3 bags now, right? Ooh, maybe you do. Maybe you do have 3. So 1 waifu shuffle. Grabbing this. 1, 2, 3. Pop. Ah, it's a cold one. A couple cold ones coming out of these waifu shuffles. 2 pokey shuffles. What do we got? 3. That's a lot of bags. 1, 2, 3. So 2 cold ones. Sorry, man. No luck on the shuffle pulls. All right. Okay. How nice. And now we have click, click, click. Now we have Mr. Edward Carranza, 5 Destined Rivals. I sent an extra $10. Could you sell me penny sleeves? Oh, and I also won the Mankey. How nice. I can't sell the penny sleeves. I apologize. I don't want to include those in the shipment. Our penny sleeves are just standard penny sleeves. They're not like a special type. They're just whatever I find that's cheapest to buy in bulk. That's it. So, but maybe you like my particular sleeve type. I don't know. Here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would you like an extra pack maybe? Why does everyone want penny sleeves? Penny sleeves are very heavy and they're thick too. So it's kind of like asking me to sell you bulk. I mean, in theory, there's a price where I would probably do it, but I kind of don't want to. It's the TCC penny sleeve special. All right, so you've got 5 of these, and I could get you one more if you like. There we go. It protects even from the worst of weathers. TCC penny sleeves come with +1 luck. There you go. Increase your odds of a Charizard today. What's your price for penny sleeves? Ah, yeah. See, even wanting... I realize I said there should be a price for everything, but that's like a philosophy. I realize when you ask me that, and I think of a number, and the number is quite a bit high, I go, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to insult you. So, I just don't want to sell them, to be honest. Here we are. Breloom. I don't want that to be part of our routine. We actually... so, in the past, we used to sell penny sleeves. We sold penny sleeves... and we sold semi-rigids. And on occasion, people would actually buy them. Eventually, we stopped selling them because it was really unpleasant selling them. It was a lot of work to sell them, and there was almost no money to be made. And they were just really heavy packages, and very often it was like, it would like sit on the menu for months and nobody would buy any. And so, as a rule, we just kind of took them off and said, this is not what we sell, this isn't what we do. So there's companies, they specialize in selling penny sleeves. You know, what you could do is you could order 1 pack from each company and experiment with the one that you like the most, maybe. But again, when I buy penny sleeves, I just buy whichever one I think is cheapest. So that's it. I don't really have a preferred penny sleeve. Yeah. Any generic penny sleeve. Do 1 more pack. Keep the change. Thanks, man. Let's get 1 more pack. Maybe you get a big pull out of that. You ready? So here's that pack, Mr. Edward. All right. Ready? Team Rocket, Zeraora. There it is. Strange. I just end up getting nickel sleeves. Nickel sleeves. Nickel and dime sleeves. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Edward. I won that Mankey. Oh, you're telling me that because I need to go put the correct name on it. Ah. Smart. All right. That's very smart because if we didn't do that, whenever you did ship, we'd probably fail to ship it to you because it'd be under a different name. All right. Fresh bag? Let's see if it's a fresh bag, huh? You didn't have a hidden box over here, right? John Wolf has a hidden box over here. Doesn't look like it. I need a new bag. Mr. has LA10 sleeves. I deserve an LA10. Man, what a good documentary that was, the Boogie documentary. I watched that from beginning to end. It was such a crazy thing to watch. Here it is. They're not really penny sleeves. Okay, so Golden Boy says the Mankey is mine. Wait a minute. All right, here we are. Wait. Iona, how that store can sell them that cheap. By the way, speaking of which, here's that gym break for Iona's Wattrell. Only 1 spot left, $30. Take a chance. New sleeve, Mr. Edward. All right, there we go. How the hell are they still selling the penny sleeves if they got rid of the penny? That's a great question. All right, what do we have next? So we have this guy next. Another poor slab, but this one looks off center. This one's an 8. That's properly an 8. I also met people who are too cheap to use penny sleeves, and I stared at them like, they crazy. You crazy. I don't penny sleeve everything myself when it comes to cards that are kind of like bulky. I'll just let them sit in a box. Dark War Turtle. Surprisingly expensive. He's a $24 card as an 8. Okay, $24. That's fun. Alexio Alvarez, he says, can I have 7 of the English Team Rocket? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alexio Alvarez, good luck. It makes me sad that my girl doesn't share the same interest in card collecting Pokemon lol. Yeah, that's interesting. Maybe you can kind of bridge the gap a little bit by playing some vintage Pokemon games with her. Have you tried that? So like say, hey baby, I want to play Pokemon Black and White with you, and we'll start a brand new game, and we'll only progress to like the gym leaders at the same time. And you collect your Pokemon, I'll collect my Pokemon, we'll compare it. And don't do anything with the cards, but just have her play the game. And then if she enjoys playing the game with you and finishes the game with you, that's a good memory. Sort of like watching a TV show or a movie together. But if she finishes the game with you and has a good memory, she will not feel so, maybe frustrated that you enjoy collecting the cards. See how it kind of plays? It is Regirock. Unless you can't get her to play video games, then that's a different problem. All right. Here's a Rotom. Ooh. There we go. Zapdos. Mine like to rip, but doesn't care about the cards. Oh, that's funny. All right. Girls are very different from boys in certain ways. I think what girls like attention. And when all your attention is on your cards, she starts to feel like she's actually competing with your collection. So, that's a dangerous thing. We are. Very nice. 6 is like, you talk about girls like you know girls, Mr. TCC. I'm sorry. I think I'm right. I think what I said was true. You buy a bunch of cards and you don't buy your girlfriend nice things, she's gonna notice. She's gonna be like, what about me? She's gonna think that she's in competition with your collection. There you go. That's stupid. Mine just likes to collect memories with me, to be honest. Okay, here we are. Grabbing this. Let's see. Alexis has a bag. I should give this bag to Alexis. What if your girlfriend, boyfriend rips up your precious cards? Oh, that's no good. You can't have your girlfriend or boyfriend ripping up your cards. That would be no good. Grab this. Tossing this over here. When I was using, my ex told me that I loved crack more than her. Yeah, well, maybe that's that's exactly what I mean. So you do that, and the girlfriend's going to feel like you love Pokemon cards more than her. And so that's really what you're trying to avoid, is giving off that impression. It is. Girls like to micromanage, kind of like 6 telling me to give up on Mister's penny sleeves. I had this debate with a friend. He seems to think all tarts are forever. The other styles won't be as expensive. I will perform a fatality if that happens. Well, I'm a pretty deep-pocketed Pokemon card collector, and I can tell you the cards that catch my attention the most are definitely the old Pokemon cards, not the new stuff. Wow, how's this guy just let this bag get, like, over a year old? This is Alexis Valadares. Oh, he had 2 bags. Where can we put this so that it's out of the way? Is there another AL box? There is another AL box. Ugh. Need to be able to put this somewhere. There it is. All right. Very nice. Thank you, mister. I said the same thing. There are. I mean, eventually those alt-arts will be considered vintage themselves. So people will be very, very interested in those. They do look better than, in a sense, they do look better than the old vintage ones. But the old vintage cards carry something more important. They carry real nostalgia with them. I don't know where to put this. Maybe over here now? That's an expired box. Okay. All right. If Karis ripped up some expensive cards, is that a breakup? Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Because if she's at that point where she's that crazy, I'd be like, we got to split. Yeah. If I can't trust you to not be crazy, it's not gonna work out. We are. For me personally, I'm the wound up one in the relationship. I'm the person who likes everything to be done correctly, and I don't like any mistakes to be had. And I'm really strict, and I'm really rough, and I work very hard, and you better work really hard too, and we better succeed. So I'm the wound up one, and so when I'm looking for a partner, I actually really, really prefer to have somebody who doesn't want to have a lot of control over the things, and they just want to sit back and relax. Because I'll drive the car and you just enjoy things and help me unwind, because I'm the type that needs help unwinding. And then so I take my brain type and I go put everything in order the way it should be, and then life's good because everything's the way it should be. And so what that really means is, if you're also kind of crazy, if you're a little bit crazy like I'm crazy, it's not going to work. It's just not. If you're ripping up my Pokemon cards and I'm wound up and you're crazy, it's going to be no. It's not going to happen. You're looking at, it'd be like a very bad relationship. So that's no good. All right, here we are. I'd be like, why would you do that instead of selling them? Because my brain's like trying to do what makes the most sense, right? Doesn't like to waste. I cannot believe how bad these graded. Every one of these graded 9. Look, 9, 9, 9. Dark Wheezing out of 10. Here we are. Don't you hate it when you show excitement about something and someone else kind of rains on your parade? Sure, I've met a broad variety of people over the years, and some people are dealing with mommy issues, some people are dealing with daddy issues, self-esteem problems. Some people, they're just very different personality types than you are. It's all kinds of stuff, And a lot of it really does just come down to the fact that people want to be loved. Girls want to be loved. Guys want to be loved. And for girls, I think a lot of the way that you show that love is by kind of allowing them to have your attention and, oh, there's the LeChonk. I found it. Noticing things, remembering your anniversaries, remembering their birthdays, that kind of stuff, like not forgetting anything. Like classical TV show, bumbling idiot Homer Simpson forgets it's their anniversary, that kind of stuff, right? So, but that's why is that such a big deal? Because for girls, they really want to think that she's sort of the center of your thoughts, you know what I mean? Because you care about her, right? That's really important. And for guys, maybe we don't operate exactly like that. Maybe for us, it's more like we just want to win. We want to have a party, a good time. We want to eat some junk food, something like that. Low maintenance, fart a little bit, fart about. But so I really do feel like there are some key differences between boys and girls, because a lot of the times girls appreciate being noticed for being pretty or being like, desirable. Whereas guys like to be respected, we like to be appreciated, we like to be like admired for our accomplishments. Like, oh, I lifted this heavy rock. That makes me the big, strong man. Oh, you're so big and strong, So guys are a little bit like that, I feel. We are. And, that dynamic plays out with the card collecting, I think. If your wife is not getting... or girlfriend, if you don't care about her as much as you care about, oh, I pulled Charizard, that's going to be like a huge turnoff. She's going to be like, gross. We are. All right. And maybe it sounds a little bit like, what Troy was saying, like, oh, my girlfriend says I love crack more than her, or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe it's kind of similar to that. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, these are not an illegal and illicit drug, but maybe in a certain way they go, okay, that's the drug, though. The drug is his Pokemon cards, and he sure loves them, and it's going to become a big problem for us financially later. There you go. There you are. There he is. We found him. I knew we'd find him. All right. Very nice. Ooh. Everybody love everybody. Waited 2 full days for him. The beginning stages of a relationship are the worst struggle. I can't believe these all graded 9. Can you believe this? God, dude. Unbelievable. PSA ripping me off. All right, let's get a little price for this, huh, Tammy? So this would be a Tammy-only price. Those cards are beautiful. I got a lot more of them. That's the good news. So I have more that I can grade, but I think I'll be grading them with a different company from now on. Lechonk. He's not terribly expensive. Looks like he's meant to be $39. We'll make ours $35. How's that sound? Little Tammy discount if you're interested. I know you got to store credit, so you should be able to just store credit him if you wish. Is that Japanese celebrations? How much credit has? You should have some credit, right? I think you do. Tammy. Oh, you got 32 credit. I'll toss this out and you'll owe me $3. How does? Oh, you know what? I have a perfectly easy way to do this. Watch this, Tammy. So we'll just let this number be -3 now. See that? And next time I sell one of your slabs, that's corrected. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Tammy Lou. Okay. I'm so frustrated. Let's start pricing these up. Let's start getting those 9s priced. Gotta do it. There we are. Okay, Dodrio. Let's see. I feel like most people didn't have good parents. Some people did. They're very lucky. And, you know, and in that event, they might not even relate to some of the things that I say, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people out there who had fathers who didn't take care of them properly. They neglected them. They abused them. It is. They were jerks. They weren't there at all, you know? And, you know, and that's especially, I think that hurts girls the most. Is it? Or does it hurt boys? I don't know. But that's all complicated psychology stuff, right? And Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee. Is that really $30 for the 9? That's expensive, dude. The Hitmonlee's cheaper. He's 18. And so, you know, when the subject of like your husband spent or boyfriend spent all his money on collectibles arises, multiple red flags pop up, including red flags around, you know, is he going to make the right financial choices for us in the future? And am I in competition with this collection? Whoa, really, these have gone up in price over time. So these classic collection cards must be rising. So this card's like $35 as a 9. I'm going to say 30. I guess I missed the memo on the classic collection. The parents could be a great couple, but not great at parenting. Oh, like they like each other really well, but they're bad with the kids. I could see that happening. Here we are. Karis, she struggled with her parents. Her parents are very nice people. They're not like abusive. But they really were super duper 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 negligent. Like they didn't set any rules or boundaries. And they were generally not good with money. And they didn't really take care of themselves very well at all. Like to the point where it's like kind of crazy stupid. And that sort of leaves a scar. Where it's like you feel like you can't trust the grown-ups to take care of themselves. And, you know, that's a really bad feeling as a kid. We are. Charmeleon. Sent for the Scyther slab. Scyther is sold. Now here's Charmeleon. Charmeleon. And it's really tough because it's almost like there's only 2 ways you can deal with a situation like that. You can either completely commit to fixing all of their problems, or you can tell them, "Taha, you're on your own." You know, like you have to be able to bow out and say, your problems are your problems, and our problems are our problems. You know what I mean? And that's a horrible feeling because you don't want to see your family struggle. You don't want to see your parents struggle at all. It's kind of like a matter of pride even. And yet, if you do start helping them, it becomes like this whole twisty thing where like, okay, now you got to do their taxes for them. Now you got to fix this bill for them. Now you got to do this other thing for them. They got this problem. They got that problem. And it's an interesting situation where the parent has somehow corralled you into becoming they're the child and you're the parent. It's not good. It's not good for your psychology. And so, yeah, I think I was saying all that because, you know, it's my perspective that most people had parents that struggled in some way or another, and some parents were really bad. And so everyone kind of grows up with like this parent-child wound, but not everybody. Some people don't. They don't relate to what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's an awful lot of that going on, and that ends up being that the behaviors you develop, coping mechanisms, you know, attachment, all that ends up showing up in your personal relationships. You know, it is. All right, the ability to do things like accept gifts from others, or the ability to, you know, not have huge walls around your emotions or something, you know, like be able to literally connect to people. All that becomes, you know, problematic. And so, yeah, the Pokemon cards just become sort of like a matchbox, in my opinion. They're like a subject to fight over. And if your girlfriend's not emotionally mature, it's going to go bad. And you might not be emotionally immature, and you might be bad with your money too. She might be right. You might overspend, and she might not like that. So it could be a whole bunch of stuff, you know. Oh, speaking of, I got this picture. Let's see. Oh, we are. I just like to watch on PC that I can play games on the side, easier to type. Phone most of the time, sometimes computer. Let's see. I have a question, chat. Do most of you watch the stream on your phone or your laptop? All right, so let's see what's next. Click. We have Mr. Jonathan Bagunas. I own a break. Ooh. All right. The match of the century. James Gower and Jonathan. Okay, set that there. I believe this time we used the fancy collection. Ta-da. Okay. I want to know how many fights have I caused with this channel. You guys think I've caused any fights? I'd love to know that. Not because it makes me happy, but because it's fascinating, you know? They are. Very nice. Has to have been a couple, you know? All right, here goes. Muck, 70 HP for James Gower. Get Mr. James. And, oh my God. He's like one of the best cards in the deck. Tyranitar, 120 HP. Jonathan gets round 1. Okay. Round 2. Charmeleon, 80 HP. It's not bad. Oh, he's getting 20 HP. You ready? He loses with the plus 20 HP. That's the 50 HP Meowth coming out. Total of 70 now. 80 still wins. Oh, okay. Second round goes to James. It's tied now. Moltres, 70. Okay, kind of a weaker card. 70 is just all right. Gardevoir. In the end, Jonathan Bagunas is going to take it. All right. Sorry, Mr. James. That's rough. We do fight in Pokemon battles. I want a big baller gym break on. Like a really expensive gym break. We are. I think we have that. They're called like these ones back here, basically. So like this could have been a much more expensive break split in 2, but we split it into like 5. But that gives you the option to buy more than one spot if you want to turn it into like a 50% odds, for example. All right, here we are. Ready? So this will be an ouchie for James. Sorry, James. And this will be a win for Jonathan. Congratulations, Jonathan. A 2-person one. Here we are. This goes back over here. Okay. And let's get your name on this. There we go. I guess I kind of avoid that style, what you're talking about. It has crossed my mind to take like a really big expensive card and split it in half. Like, for example, look at this Suicune. Imagine Suicune was like a $95 buy-in or something like that, right? Is that right, 95? Imagine this guy was a $95 buy-in. Maybe that would be exciting because the odds would be like 1 out of 2. However, I don't like the idea of one person walking away with like nothing but a common card for $90. It's too big of a miss. So, you know, it makes me think people will really suffer if they get into a break like that. So what I could end up doing is so it's 200, right? 5 spots, $40 each. You could buy 2 of those $40 spots. You could buy 3 of them. It has a very similar effect where you have like a 50% odd. We are. But I don't know if I want to split like $200 cards in half. It's just kind of... You've never dealt with this, Six. You've never dealt with somebody who starts to dislike you because they lost a lot of money on a break. I've dealt with that before, so I have those memories. They're ingrained in my memory. They shouldn't join unless they're willing to lose it. That's on them. You understand that, but you know it's crazy? There's people, you can say that to them, and they will still be mad if they miss. Like, I have this great memory, well, not a great memory, a bad memory, of it was a German guy, and this was, like, it had to have been like 2 years ago, it was a little while ago, and he went real deep on something like the Charizard signature card or something like that. I don't remember what it was. It was a really good card, really desirable card. He bought like 5 spots. He put all this money in, and I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, oh, I'm sure. And then he missed, and he never returned. He was so angry. He was so angry, he never returned to the stream. We are. All right. Well, they're stupid. Whoa! Six coming out with, she's got a lot of passion about this. Here's a Lugia V-Star. She's got some opinions to share on this. Is that a 10? Nope, that's a 9. Wow. Okay, here's some of those coveted 10s, though. Aren't those nice? Ooh, Lugia V-Star, Charmander, Cleffa. Okay. That's pretty cute, isn't it? Let's see. Ooh, we got another big order coming. Get on this. Cleffa, 113. Hank, the time I'm doing something while listening, so you miss a lot of chat. I miss a lot of chat. Mm-hmm. Or is solo leveling its own game? That's a good question. There. All right. That's really fancy, huh? I like that one a lot. We're going to say Classic Charmander. Oops. Classic Charmander. Not to be confused with the Classic Charwomander. Okay. All right. Solo leveling's a Korean set. That's right, because the show's from Korea. Konnichiwa. This break will replace the Iona. Lugia V-Star, huh? Wow. It's a cool card. Kind of forget about that one, don't you? Man, I gotta sneeze again. It's gonna say Silver Lugia 211. Silver Lugia. Wait, let me look at that one more time. Uh-huh. Okay. You know, the other downside to these breaks is this would have been a card that somebody would have just been able to buy outright in the past and enjoy having 100% certainty that it's theirs. And so the breaks, the gym breaks, eat up a lot of cards that would have just been available for sale like normal. Okay. Clicking on this, Mr. Mark says, for the Scyther slab, please. Didn't I already do that one? I thought I already did that one. Am I going crazy? I thought we already grabbed the. Oh, maybe not. No, maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Oh, there he is. Haha. Okay, there you go, Mr. Mark. Good. Boop. All right. Mr. Jonathan says 2 boxes of Japanese PRB1. So the only problem is I've only got 1 box left. That's the last box. I might have an open box somewhere with a couple packs left in it. Yeah, here's an open box with 4 packs out of 10. Any others? Wait. What's this? Oh yeah. Never mind. All right. I'm taking this off the menu now until the replacement arrives. We've ordered more of it. So lucky. Okay, hitting save. I bought both. There we go. So someone can just buy it outright. Yeah, if you bought both halves of the gym break, there is no gym break. It just becomes your slab. Okay. Hawaiian says, I bought both. Okay. Lydia is sold out then. Let me go ahead and snip this. And snip that. Ready? All right, here goes. Yeah, Lydia's a pretty card, huh? All right, very nice. 20 packs of One Piece. Oh, yeah. It's 520? Oh, how did it already 520? Wow, the whole night went by in like a heartbeat, dude. That was the entire night? Wow, that's crazy. We're almost streamed for 4 hours. Feels like we streamed for 2 minutes. I looked up and I could see the sun's rising. I'm like, what the hell? And then I looked at the time. Said we're already done with 4 hours. Feels like it was 2 minutes. There we go. All right, hopefully a manga out of these. This is the very end. Well, other than the 4 packs we had, I don't know if you want those last 4 packs from that other box. Just in the rare event that they could, in theory, have something crazy in them. Okay, here is a full art card. That's crazy sun coming up for you seeing 4 a.m. Well, it's 5:21 a.m. here. And yeah, it's coming up. You can see the light. Okay, here's your full art. I don't know what music we're listening to, but it sounds awful. Here's this. All right. Setting that there. Okay. Cool. Aha, this guy, school guy. Very nice. Okay. And we got this. Okay. Oh, skull face guy. Come on, manga. No manga? We sold an awful lot of this PRB1. Wonder why. You know, OP12 is out. That's the latest one set piece. And we've sold a little bit of it, but we've sold much more of this, haven't we? Fascinating. Okay. Now, the Lugia, by the way, the Lugia gym break sold. The Charmander gym break still available. Okay. All right. Ooh. Will the Final Fantasy Magic cards be expensive? They'll be exceptionally expensive. It looks like I need to sell them around $85 per pack. I can begin breaks on that. Actually, I don't know how that would work because it doesn't really break very evenly at $85. Maybe we could do would a $15 break work? There it is. Technically, I could raise it to $90, make it a $10 break. I mean, I'm not going to cry if I make $5 extra. It is. All right. Sometimes we do that with breaks. WTF? Holy crap. Magic is insanely expensive. Well, keep in mind these are the Magic collector packs, and they could come down in price. If that happens, I will lose money. There. I saw one channel, not one channel. I saw one major seller. It was a website, and he was already selling them at $95 a pack. Wow. How? What's this? Okay, there must be a lot of excitement for it. I don't really understand that level of excitement. Like, I'm excited for them, but I'm not like, I don't know. There must be something really good in them. Because, you know, that's like better than the Lord of the Rings cards. Then again, you know, whenever the Lord of the Rings cards set came out, I always felt that the Lord of the Rings cards were hyped up more than they deserve to be. Because Lord of the Rings is like this brand that's kind of dead. There's not much going on with it. This was a while back that the Lord of the Rings set was coming out, right? And so, you know, it really wasn't a set that I thought there was a lot of excitement for. And it still did really well. Now, that's not true for Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is a very modern, consistently used brand where there's like new video games coming out constantly. It is, and they got their, I think it's like an MMORPG or something like that too. So, and it's very old too. Well, Lord of the Rings is very old, but from a commercial perspective, Final Fantasy has been making video games and all that for a long time. I mean, I'm basically explaining why we have Final Fantasy on the menu as it is. We do. We have Final Fantasy. Ooh, that makes me think. I wonder if I should grade some Final Fantasy cards right now. See, that set's coming out real soon, so it wouldn't come back in time, so that part wouldn't matter. All right, there we go. No mangas in there. I got mine around that price. We are. Okay. I also heard of a lot of pre-orders being canceled. Well, yeah, I mean, if you got your pre-order at too good of a price, they're going to say, oh no, we didn't get the allocation. Oops. We didn't get the allocation to fulfill this. Oops. Oh, we're going to have to cancel that. Sorry. Here at Scalpy's Card Shop, we do our best to fulfill the orders. All right. There we go. Okay, Mr. Jonathan. Wow. That's a lot of cards, man. A lot of OP cards right there. You are One Piece card rich. But where shall we put all this? Okay. Mr. Jonathan Gonzalez Bagunas, you become a big customer all of a sudden. I just noticed you're really in here, man. You're in the thick of it. Really appreciate that. Yeah. Keeping us busy. When you buy stuff like this, it's not just that you might pull a hot card out, but you really give us some cool entertainment too. It's fun watching these cards get open, wondering if you're going to pull like a manga or something. Of course, the mangas are extremely hard to pull. This is why they're so expensive. There we go. May you beat temptation. Okay. All right. Whew. Ah, bummer. Let's grab this. Oops. And this. Okay, wow, you got some stuff. And let's see. Can we put you up into this box, perhaps? Jonathan Lewandowski, Joseph Haney. You wouldn't go in that box. Maybe we can convert this E-box into something. Here's this Jedediah Rice. Look at this bag. It says 5/23/12/23. That's super expired. That's super expired. This appears to be expired. Jesse Ransom. All right, we're going to put your stuff in here now. All right. Lovely. This is now going to say John on the front. All right, you might want to remember that. I put your stuff up top. I'll probably remember it, though. What do I do with all these? Look at these expired bags. Let's see what Jet left. Jet Ceramic. I feel like I remember that guy. Little Starmie. Nothing. Virtually nothing. Okay, that bag's expired. Here's Jedediah. How about Jedediah? That's kind of nice. It's off-center at the bottom. That's kind of nice, too. Same deal. Also off-center. So, I mean, this had a couple nice cards in it. When did this expire? Jedediah Rice. I mean, that's a pretty old bag. Jedediah. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. He was last here. Actually, it says here he was here on 10/24. Jedediah Rice. So this is not an expired bag. 10/24. I'm going to update this bag. He hasn't shipped it in time, but considering it had a couple vintage cards in it, I really don't want it. I want him to try and ship that out. So, and who was the other one? Jet. I really don't think Jet's been here in a very long time. Let's try his last name. Ceramic. I don't think that guy's been here in a super long time. Yeah, he was last here on 11/23. These are truly abandoned. 11/23 is long enough. All right, and Jesse Ransom. How about Jesse Ransom? I remember Jesse Ransom a lot, so let's see. Jesse Ransom was last here. The crowns are doo-doo. Jesse Ransom was truly here last on 11/23, so these are abandoned. 11/23 is plenty of time. Let's see what was in here. That's kind of nice, actually. The little Rayquaza, but I don't think he's worth a ton. Oh, this is like a bad card. Oh, this... I can see why we held them for a while. Those are kind of nice. It's not a kind of bag you would normally leave behind. This bag has some value, but it's 11/23. I mean, at what point do you go, wow, this is really, really, really old? All right. That one was a little nicer. 11/23. That's almost 2 years ago. Is it 2 years ago? It'll be 2 years fully in 11/25. So we have a Mark order here, and he says, "I'll take the Lugia slab." Here you go, Mr. Mark. A lot of abandoned bags don't really have anything in them. That one had a few things in them that looked all right. Here's Miss 6, Lugia Gym Break. He did jump into that really fast, didn't he? Here it is. He knew exactly what he wanted to do with that. Apologize for that, 6. Here it is. Yes, McDonald's time. I bet you Karis would like it if I got her McDonald's. Okay. Well, look at that. We're all out of orders, and it's 5:31. Wow, that was perfect, man. So, 6, you're left with the $32 credit. So, we'll pick out another new cool break. There's also the Charmander break and just all kinds of things going on all the time. And I'm sending, says Andy. What are you sending for? Maybe he went to prison. Yeah, he could have, actually. That's a real thing. All right, guys. So the end of the stream is here, and we were busy from beginning to end. We were really busy. In fact, there was a wait time of like 1 hour at the beginning of the stream. We had this beautiful bag started. There's one person in here, Beatrice Moniz, which actually I need to put her name over there. There it is. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, that's it. Beatrice Moniz going into here. So we have a new jumbo pack break if you want to jump into that. It's a 1 in 4, and it's just a lot of fun. There it is. It gives you a big like sampler round of cards from the stream. You never know. I mean, sometimes you don't explore other card sets because you just don't feel it. But those card sets have chase cards in them too. You never know if you pull one. That's fun. And then we've been pricing up slabs. Slab sales are through the roof because we have so many. I mean, I think this is just from tonight. If you want to see just from tonight. It's just the case that we have a lot of slabs. We have a lot of slabs. We built up a large inventory. It would cost us thousands and thousands of dollars. And we need to start selling these to make some of that money back because it's graded cards are not free, dude. They're super expensive. You know, it's crazy. It really doesn't even look like I made much money on this. Like, look, this is making just a tiny amount of money, the smallest amount. And then this one made a couple dollars. But look, this is like not even break even. This is definitely not break even. The Dark Gloom by itself has a value, and all the money went toward the grading. So that's a loss. This makes a tiny amount. Yeah, it's tough out there when your whole PSA submission is like 9s and such. We are. All right. How quaint. Mr. Zach says he'll jump into that jumbo break. You got it, Mr. Zach. Yeah, the jumbo break's a lot of fun. I really appreciate them because every time we've done a jumbo break, we are. It's been very fun opening a broad variety. It's just sort of like entertaining in a special way. There it is. Makes me want to have an even broader variety of inventory so we can like switch it up with even more crazier things. Did you put my name on the Minky slab? Yes, I did that for you. Edward Carranza, right? Do you have the Squirtle art rare from Stellar Crown? I might. I don't know if I do. I don't think I do, actually. I know I have the other one. It was Bulbasaur. I'm tempted to buy the Charmander, but he's exceptionally expensive, and it just doesn't seem like a top priority for me right now. Right now, my priority is moving, so many of those cards will have to stay out of my inventory for a little while. I snagged Pool Party Squirtle yesterday. Nice, dude. All right, guys. Well, I had a great time tonight. Look at all those slabs, man. It's a lot of slabs. It's like a heavy chunk. But a lot of these sold for like really good prices, $14. This guy over here, $23. It's not bad. This one's really nice, $35 first edition EV. But we'll have more breaks. Notably, the only breaks that are moving are the gym breaks. People just want gym breaks. And so I'm tempted to conceive of an idea where the gym breaks include sort of like a star spot in them somehow. Here's my thought. Imagine there's a $13 additional thing added to the price, and then you're put onto a star card that is worth 1/3 of a star card. And so after 3 gym breaks pass by, a full star card goes by, maybe? I don't know. Because I don't want to actually affect the price of the gym breaks that much. So it's a confusing thing. But yeah, normally the breaks have this system, the star card system that keeps everything in motion. And right now, because all the attention is on the gym breaks, nothing's in motion except for gym breaks, which is great until I run out of gym breaks, I guess. It also changes the prioritization of which cards to acquire, so that's all really interesting, I suppose. But we'll see what happens over the long term. Today was just a Saturday. We have a new week ahead of us. Charmander completes the trio, but I'm happy with Squirtle. I'm waiting for a trad Chinese pool party Squirtle. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I'm glad you decided to start doing them. It's a fun thing. It shows a little bit off of everything. Yeah, it just sort of came to me one day. I had this big pile of booster packs in my hand, and they all had a price tag on them, because normally what I do is I shuffle through those and show what we have for sale. And then I said, wait a second, I can add the price on these up and have a like a mixed bag of packs for sale right here. And so that's been really fun. And they're all priced at the, just the regular menu price on our menu. So it's, there's no premium or anything. It's pretty good. All right, guys, I'm hopping off. See you later. When's the next stream? Tomorrow at Sunday, late night, just like this one. There's no daytime streams on Sundays and Saturdays, unless Karis comes in and does a strange Karis stream. So that's it. See you tomorrow night.